we probably don't need to do a recap of last time because, or do we? I don't think so.
We grouped up. We met our guide guy for this place, and we have a babysitter from the military. And we're in here exploring. We've gone through, checked everything out with some light spells. Haven't really found too much of anything of note yet. Just kind of exploring, getting the layout of the place, and these books have kind of popped out.
Yeah, there hasn't been too much like story developments yet, so I don't think we need to have a recap. Most of what happened was mostly character introductions last time. So we can just pick up without any sort of recap. And we are picking up as from this pile of stones from the collapsed roof of this tunnel. There's a swarm of scarabs or locusts of some kind that skitter on out, and they seem to be pretty aggressive towards you guys, which means you're rolling initiative.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy
Also,
shit.
Quantum. I have a player
So fast.
in my real life friends. We start playing D&D. One of them has gnome cutting. All they do is just spam gnome cutting in the chat whenever anything comes up. Then I have to be smart. They just spam out gnome cutting. And like, I have this. Does this make me more intelligent? So I use
Seems good.
whenever I see that in chat.
I'm glad you like that. You're gonna like it even more
God.
after I attach this to it.
So we're gonna get some gnome cunning
Gnome cutting action.
lawyering on initiative here.
No, it's just the gift that goes
I
with
saw it
it.
coming.
Oh
my
no.
fucking god.
What is-
Holy
Holy
no.
shit!
Is this like one of those
so
old
cursed.
like prank TV shows or something?
I don't know. I just found the gift somewhere. Fucking love it.
Fucking curse.
I don't know if that's
So fucking hilarious.
It looks like one of those little 30-second to 1-minute blurbs you'd find in a Jackass movie or something, where they just
Yeah.
got a whole bunch of random people together to fucking prank
Yeah.
a store.
something like that. All right, well, Mr. Desert Wanderer Galashar Wizard Man,
Yes.
what is it that you do as these scarabs skitter on out of the stones?
There's a fuck ton of them, right?
There
That
is a fuck
swarms.
ton of them. They are 4 squares occupying, so there are probably hundreds of them or so.
Yes. So I will do the tactical retreat 30 feet down, and I will be casting Chromatic Orb with fire at the swarm. 17.
Very well. An orb
Damn.
of fire, I presume.
Yes. I
Shot
have the
out.
amulet with a diamond on it, and I use the hand and I throw a spherical fireball at the scrabs.
All right. Very well. That hits and explodes.
No.
Does
Why is it doing
You
double
crit.
damage?
You crit.
because
okay.
you crit
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the it's 14 damage.
I know you're new to D&D type, but when you roll 20, it crits.
Shut the fuck up.
All
I
right.
didn't see it.
Very good. The orb of fire explodes, burning instantly a lot of these scarabs alive, dealing a large
Scarab.
amount of damage. Scarab.
Gay rabs.
Scarab.
Oh
Scarab.
no, what
Scarab.
the fuck
Scarab, yeah.
have they done to health bars?
Yes.
No, a little
They are
bit
now
different.
smooth.
That's the end of my turn, yeah?
Many of the
Yep.
scarabs? Scarabs. Like
Scarabs.
Arab? Scarab. Arab,
Yeah,
scarab.
yeah.
Okay. Many of the scarabs are instantly burned as they just explode and die. Dale,
Man.
what do you do when you hear the
Sure.
skittering behind you?
Oh shit! We got roaches! And I'll go start taking care of the roaches, because I don't know what the fuck else to do.
Yeah, fair.
Just run up here and, well, when you've got a big sword, everything can be used with a big sword.
True.
Ooh.
12 is a miss,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
as the scarabs are very small, hard to hit. You swing your sword.
But I'm also small.
You are small, but they're even smaller.
Throw out the gnome cunning.
Yeah, maybe with the gnome cunning you hit them. Alright, Shala.
Yes. Let's see. I will move. I think I can get over here to see everybody and be within range. So I can. Oh, what is it? Oh, I've always tried to figure this out. What is it to do when you're tracing the movement, the dragging?
The
Is it
yellow,
the space
yellow
bar?
line?
No,
Yeah.
on the left side, the ruler, and then, or what do you mean?
No, like when you're doing a route with the token.
Yeah, you
Oh,
grab
yeah,
your
the
token.
yellow line. Yeah, just grab
And
your
then
token
right-click.
and then move it somewhere, like hold it down, like drag it somewhere, and then right click.
Okay, that's with.
Your
That's not
token.
with the ruler, right?
No. So only selection. Select your token.
Oh, I
You
see.
need to keep it held while you're dragging it with left click.
This works too.
Keep the spacebar held.
No
No, don't.
spacebar.
No
No
spacebar.
spacebar.
Only left click and right click.
It's
Okay, I see.
striking the whole map. What? Left click and right click.
Wait, what happens at Dell's token?
I moved it because I was trying out that mechanic,
We lost dial.
and I moved it back.
Yeah, your token is just. Oh, there you go. All right, disappeared. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Roll20.
Yeah.
These
it's,
changes have not.
Are you
Yeah,
claiming
I'm
that
like,
Roll20 has
my
not
stuff
made
isn't working
beneficial
how it used to.
changes?
Yeah, ever since
No.
they changed these health bars and stuff, it's been very.
Long story short, 25 feet. I'm moving over here. I'm gonna bless everybody in the party except
Bless
for me.
everybody. Except you.
And then, yeah, and then
Are
I'll shift
you-
back over here. Line
Are
of sight
you
for-
blessing Frank and Pablo? Or everyone else?
blessing only the boys? Only based blesses in this party. And
You're not blessing
so,
Reno fucking Jackson has the most base bless in here.
Certainly.
All
So
right.
you guys, you will be blessed, and I will shift over here to clear line of sight for future.
Very well. Goes on.
Alright, now, guys. Do you think animal friendship would work on a swarm?
One of them just stops moving. Guys, I don't think we should fight them after all. And then just gets trampled by the rest of them.
I'm just saying, hypothetically, it could work. Alright.
I thought about that, but
I tried reasonably talking to sex.
Fucking. Let me read the spell real fast here.
they just don't look happy. I feel like as a nature cleric, anything that's unhappy with me before being charmed, maybe wouldn't be so good to charm in a pinch.
Color spray. It says
I misspoke.
1 round.
Hmm?
And then it says the creature affected until. So is it until my next initiative then, or how would that work?
Can you link the spell just in case?
Yeah,
we
I can
read
put it in chat. Static.
Yes, very good. 50, 10, 15-foot cone.
Oh yeah, that's perfect color spray imagery.
Wait, where does it say?
Yeah, that's the thing. It says like creature infected by this spell is blind until the spell ends, and just says duration 1 round.
Oh, 1 round.
So is that like
Yeah, it would
one
be
of its
until,
rounds,
yeah,
or
no, until your turn. Yeah, that
until
would
my
be 1
next turn?
round.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Then I will actually cast it. So a dazzling array of not fucking rolling. Good one. I love Roll20. I love Roll20. 6d10. 34. If it has lower than 34 hit points, it is blinded.
All right. Well, I don't think you can tell if the scarabs are blinded, but
Well, did they start running in circles or not? Like when there's this many, I feel like you should be able to tell if they're blind or not, right?
You see some of them like doing a little tight
Yeah,
circle.
Some of them start like just running in circles instead of running towards us.
You know what? Give me an int check. No, pretty low, like DC 8 int check.
All right. Well,
All right.
you were
Well,
about to
you're-
say 6, and then I would have made it. So
I was
maybe
about to say 7 or 8.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Well, it worked or it didn't. Anyway, so ooh.
It indeed worked, or it didn't. The scarabs are kind of running around because they are a swarm. That is what they do. Are they blinded though? That is the question. Because they focus their attention on the immediate target next to them, Dale, as they try to swarm you. Like so. And then they try to bite you. For an 8. Which I suppose is a miss. You're muted, by the way.
How about now?
Now it works. Good.
Okay, that's weird. Didn't even change anything. But yeah, that's a miss.
Yep. Alright, well, new initiative then. As Mr. Frank runs away, and Mr.
Naturally.
Probation Officer also runs away, because they're not here to fight. You guys are here to do that.
Doesn't even know a bow or anything.
Well, shit. Nice probation officer we have.
Oh no.
Oh no, I wanted the low initiative. So they're surely blinded, haha.
Alright, Galashar.
Holy shit, I forget how this feels. First initiative always. Alright, I'll create a bonfire next to Dale in this square in the swarm, trying to burn them and scare them away again. Shit. Why is it not? Okay, there we go. DC 13 dex save for 5 fire damage.
Alright. Let's see if the scarabs can make it out. They cannot. There's multiple of them, once again, are burned alive.
You guys have combat music?
Yep, it's really quiet.
Oh, it's really quiet?
For first time.
That's fine.
Should it be quiet? Or wait.
It's really quiet, yeah.
Oh, it is kind of quiet. Okay. Now it should be okay.
Yeah, I hear it now.
So yeah, goes on.
Alright. I'll say, come on, Dale, you can do it! Put your back into it! And I give him Bardic Inspiration as bonus action.
Very good.
Give me what as bonus action?
Bardic Inspiration. You have 1d8. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Not quite whatever, but most.
Not damage. That's the important thing,
Gnome
right?
Cunning.
I
Do
like it.
you do anything with your action?
No.
No. All right.
Clap.
Very well.
No.
Dale. The scarabs are swarming you. They're trying to get in your trousers.
Shit. Well, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time because that worked so well.
Mm-hmm.
No, this time it actually does work pretty well.
21 hits as you slice a few of the scarabs
Yep.
off of you.
Perfect. Fuck off of me.
All right. Most of these scarabs at this point are dead. Less than half of them remain. The swarm is not quite as big as was previously. But the rest of these scarabs that still are over here, they are going to try to bite at you, Dale, once more. For another 8.
Big fat negative Ghost Rider.
The scarabs miss once again. They're unable to, get through your socks and shoes and your trousers.
My
They
big
can't.
burly muscles.
Yeah, they can't bite at you, and they're kind of moving with the herd instinct. And now most of their swarm is gone, and they're not feeling it anymore, and they are going to kind of
feel it.
disperse
Crabs.
back into the crevices and the rocks and everything here. You can try to swing at them while they're running away. If you want.
Sure, fuck it.
All right.
Yeah. Who knows what'll happen?
17 is a hit for 12
Huge
damage. All right. You slice most of them, but a few of them
Yeah,
get
that's-
away.
That's good enough for me.
All right. No problem at all. You guys deal with the scarabs easily.
Now that wasn't so bad. Pablo, why was he screaming the whole time?
You good up there, Dale?
Yeah, I'm fine. You ain't never handled a few cockroaches before?
Yeah, you looked a little eclipsed over there.
Frank comes over and says, "Ooh, thought we were goners there for a moment."
Do
Those little things? Nah.
a bunch of bugs.
They just
Couple bugs.
they just jumped us. I was scared, but yeah, sure. I've seen worse. It wasn't too bad.
I'm sure. It's
Yeah,
fine.
we got it. Come on, Pablo. No need to hide in the shadows. Be safe now.
Yes, good job, guys. You've done your job very well. Good job.
Thank you.
Yes, good job.
It's okay. We know you're afraid of the bugs.
What did you say?
Huh? What? I said yes. You did do a good job.
Yes, yes,
So
good
you
job.
forgot your torch, which is on you. You need to move.
Yes. Actually, torch is right there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. There it
I
is.
forgot which token was the torch.
The one.
Ah, come on now, kids.
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody hold hands.
So party with Pablo and Frank in tow. Make it back to this kind of collapsed pit, the collapsed floor. You guys were here before. You saw that there was kind of a mound at the bottom, which was completely covered by sand. You guys uncovered that sand and saw that there was a relatively fresh corpse down there. And then you guys kind of just left. And now you're back here. This did seem
Cool.
like the only way forward, like reasonable way forward, at least so far.
And how far-
rope?
But
Well, I had rope, but we used to climb down.
it does seem apparent that there is a way across. There is one kind of sliced off pillar that's kind of just collapsed that you could jump onto, perhaps, roughly halfway. Or you could be a Chad and jump all the way across. That works as well. Or you could come up with something else. Who knows? But there is a 30-foot drop, so if you do fall down, you will most likely,
It'll hurt.
break your ankle.
Aye. Or that.
So maybe how hard does this wall look to climb from down to the pit and up? Is it just
It's
flick
pretty solid. Seems to have collected a lot of dust, so it's probably going to be very slippery. If you had I don't know, mountain climbing gear, then would be reasonable, but otherwise, no, not really.
Yeah.
So no rope.
Yeah, I think we ran out.
I already used my rope. It's tied up back there at the big old rock slide.
Misclick. This one doesn't. It falls down when you elevation of 10 feet or more. Yeah, okay, can't use that one.
It's
Yeah.
like the magic gets stuck in the body, just dong, dong, dong into the wall for the entire spell duration.
Okay, does somebody want to jump?
Yeah, I'll take a crack at jumping.
I'm gonna check the edge to see so that he doesn't accidentally step on the edge and fall down instead. To see if the edge is actually stable so he doesn't last step before he jumps, fucking falls face down.
Yeah, you can take a check. It seems relatively sturdy. Yeah,
Alright, well, have fun.
All right.
And then the rules for jumping are with a running start, it's up to my strength, right?
Yes.
With a running start, up to your strength, yes.
Okay, cool. Good thing I have 17 strength.
All right. But without a running start, how much was it?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I have plenty of room here for a running start.
Move the rocks around so they're not in the way too.
That is true, but you will have to jump twice. You're gonna have to jump on the pillar and then to the other side
True.
as well. So let's see. High jump. That's not a high jump. Make a long jump. You cover a number of feet up to your strength score. When you make a standing jump, you can only leap half that distance. Okay.
Okay. So that won't be enough.
You
For
might,
the other
might have to
side.
like grab on with your and pass an athletics check.
Yeah.
to pull
So
yourself.
you
How
know,
long does it? How far does it say a running start is?
10 feet.
10 feet. Okay.
So with your, you've been probably using your body. You can how far you can jump.
Mhm.
Seems reasonable. You can jump from here to the pillar with a running start. But
Yeah.
from there, it's gonna be very close. You're gonna have to jump. You're probably gonna be a bit short. You're probably gonna have to try to grab onto something on the other side and then kind of pull yourself up.
Yeah.
So it is a slightly risky maneuver, but you could probably do
Yeah.
it.
I'm also the one most likely to survive. Because, yeah, I know a 30-foot drop won't kill me. It'll just hurt a lot.
Might kill me. Probably kill Shala. Definitely kill
Yeah.
Kalashar.
It's
Yeah.
fine. I would never fall.
Okay. So I'll do my running start and jump to here.
Yeah, you can do that pretty easily without any issues.
Cool. And then I'm going to aim for what I think is the most reasonable place I could actually latch onto something. And I'm going to try and
Yeah, give me give me an intelligence check.
ooh. Ooh.
Sure, it'll be fine.
Yeah, pretty good.
Does gnome cunning work here?
You're not dumb. You know that probably most of the rocks you see in front of you, they're probably not, they're loose. You're not going to be able to grab onto them. But you do see a few cracks in. You see a few cracks in the floor that you could reasonably grab onto. So
Okay.
why don't you just give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Athletics. Yeah, I'll do athletics, and then I'll also use the bardic inspiration on this.
Very cool.
All right. All right. You succeed. You jump, standing still. You probably wave your arms back and forth a few times, and then jump.
I'd say it's small enough to get one step in,
Yeah,
or two.
maybe something like that. You fly. You land a bit short, but you saw the crack before. You grab the crack,
Yeah.
and you're able to pull yourself up. No problem.
The party watches ooh, okay,
I'm sure it'll be fine.
he's good.
What?
You two
Dust
staying on
off
this
my
side,
overalls.
or you jumping with us? I look at.
All right, everyone. You see the crack I grabbed onto? That's going to be your best bet. I'll stay over here and try and help you up, but
You see, every time there's a mention of jumping and climbing, Shala's eyes go wide in bewilderment. She's like,
well, it's either
you're
jump or you climb down and then you climb up.
The two guys, Aldo and Frank, they look at each other, but they both say that, they're relatively confident they can do it.
Wait, is this pillar 5x5?
Roughly, yeah.
Ish. Alright. Hypothetically,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying here, Galashar, you're intelligent. If someone stood here, couldn't they catch someone and just keep swinging them with the momentum to swing them over there? For us who weaker ones, and I look at Galashar, who might not be able to jump so good.
Well, I speak for yourself. I think I can do this just fine myself, but
I mean, I think I'll be fine.
You forget that Galashar is a god at every stat.
Yes. But I do believe that if you do that, there's a high risk of us both, or both of the people falling instead of one, in case somebody grabs the other one. So each of us on their own would probably be the smartest way. We can pull somebody up if they fall down. We should all be able to hopefully handle the fall in that case. And hopefully not fall at all. That would be even better.
Surely. So if we fall in this pit, how do we get up?
Well, I mean, I'm sure somebody can find a plank or a rope somewhere. We can go back there.
A
get the rope.
plank. There's a plank in the ancient tomb.
Oh,
A plank.
It's probably pretty
This-
rotted out.
This whole time, I think we're talking about jumping and climbing over all of this stuff, and
I'm gonna, with
Shalom's
my
contemplating
small
her
lights.
fate. She's
Cool.
looking down into the pit and seeing if there's anything down in this pit that looks like it could help us. Like, did this person try to set up a plank and it seems like it fell down there? Like somebody pushed them off or they fell? Or is there like remnants of some type of crossing method sitting down in this pit?
I think the logical explanation for why that corpse is down there to you probably just seems to be that they fell.
Okay.
They don't have like any apparent tools on them. You don't see like any rope down there. You don't see any like climbing tools or anything of the sort. So
If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say they were walking across and this is a trap, a pitfall. They stepped on the activation thing, the whole floor fucking fell out from under.
Well, are there pieces of floor down there? Or is there
under
sand?
the sand, a few, but not a lot. But I do want to point out that this corpse is like 30 feet, like in kind of darkness.
Yeah.
None of you have really like gone. You haven't gotten like a close look at this guy. All you know that it is a corpse. Like, there is a corpse down there.
All right, let's just go across. I'm sure we can all make it. I have 11
sure.
strength, so if that's with speed, I can make it, right?
Yeah, with a running start.
First jump is doable.
For the
I
running
think, for
start,
everyone.
with a running start, you can easily make the first one, but the second one is probably going to be the problem.
What was the amount on it? So it's
Half your strength score without a running start.
Okay.
Hey Dale, could you push those rocks down over there? Maybe make the fall a little smaller.
You know,
How big are those rocks?
Seems to be a lot of big
Roughly
rocks here.
as big as they seem on the map. So yeah,
Sure.
a lot of them, quite a few of them are pretty hefty. Yeah.
Sure, I'll roll a few into like
here.
this area.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can take a few, kind of push them. They slam into the bottom of the pit, and there's like dust and sand that is just like, kind of like shot up into the ceiling, like towards the ceiling.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna use dancing lights to just move them down there. And since I have dark vision, the dim light becomes bright light for me. I want to see if there's any like scarabs or shit moving around down in the pit. When he like pushes rocks in there and disturbs all of the sand down there.
Yeah, sure. You see a few, probably like beetles or so, kind of skittering around, but nothing even remotely dangerous.
All right, cool.
What do you think, Dale? If I jump, can you help me up on the other end?
I mean, it depends on how high up you land, but I'll do my best to try and grab you on your way down.
Stable enough there? Want to fall down with me?
How stable is it?
Pretty good. I mean, you can. It supports your weight completely. Can it support your weight and someone twice your size? That's another question. But it seems sturdy enough, you know.
Seems sturdy enough. That's
All
probably
right.
fine. Ooh,
That
actually, what I
case-
can do is I'll like lay down on it and like kind of stick my head over. Is it solid all the way down, or is it like? Also, I was right here, so I could have seen the side of it
Yeah, that is
from
true.
there while I was looking.
That is true. If you check out like the integrity of the floor you're standing on, it seems You don't see any reason why it should like collapse,
Okay.
even under like additional weight.
Yeah, I should be fine.
All right.
It's just a matter of if my arm's long enough to catch you.
Yeah, just lean over a bit, be ready to catch me. It should be fine. Do I think it's
It'll be fine.
like if I jump this way, he can catch me if I have like.
Well, you know, if you've ever gone to the circus and you've seen them do all those acrobatics and stuff, you know, flying up, you know, catching each other, throwing each other. What do you think?
It's not easy.
Could you do that? Maybe?
I've seen this guy. He's fucking strong, and I'm pretty agile as well. So.
Do I think I could do that? Probably not. Do I think Dale could do that?
Yeah.
With the power of
Yeah.
gnome cunning, you can
I
do
mean,
anything.
Everything. I mean, it's one of those things that I don't think you know for certain if you can do it without trying.
It
Have you
seems
done it before?
possible, though.
It is possible, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, there
I
is
don't
a
think
risk,
it's
like,
impossible.
What if you jump and you're slightly out of sync and you like touch his hand and he doesn't grab on and then you're like, and then
Yo,
you
so
drop
we're
down.
falling down the 50-50 sinkhole. Do you want to jump or not?
I'll do it. I take a speed and jump to the pillar.
All right, Gelashar jumps to the pillar, lands. But Gelashar is slightly bigger than Dale, and this is only like kind of a pillar, and you're jumping 10 feet. Can you keep your balance though? Why don't you give me an acrobatics check?
I can easily keep my balance. I
can
am
easily
a
keep your
god
balance.
among elves. Elves.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
The correction
Not
there.
even. Yes.
Like
not
Legolas
even
himself,
shaking.
you jump onto the
Yeah.
pillar, and there's not like even a moment of like, ooh.
Yeah. The
I
perfect
think-
telemark landing.
Shala sees Gelashar lands, and he's like getting his balance once he lands on the pillar, and Shala's eyes somehow go even wider to like a Monka Giga emote status of like, holy fuck, I'm gonna fall down in this pit. This is it. This is
Dale,
how I
remember-
break my neck and fucking die. That's what she's thinking to herself.
Even if you don't think you can do it, I believe in you, Dale. You have more bardic inspiration. More.
Perfect.
More.
Okay.
You can roll and then add it afterwards. So if you get like a 20,
Okay.
you probably don't need to use it, but
All right, cool.
you
Alright.
have it.
Dale,
Alright,
you
so
ready?
From my end, what do you need me to roll? Acrobatics or athletics?
For you, it's gonna be athletics. For Gelashar, it's gonna be acrobatics.
Perfect. I think that's the best for both of us.
Yeah.
All right, give me those
Right.
rolls.
Let's go.
Oh,
You guys
No
nailed it.
issue.
It's like you've been trained to do this. I was talking about those guys doing acrobatics at the circus. There's like straight up from that.
The trapeze artists.
Yeah. Gelashar
Yeah.
jumps, Dale perfectly
Swings.
catches him, kind of like swings him around, and Gelashar could probably do like a flip, but lands, you know,
Yeah.
on the rocks.
Perfectly.
Perfect.
Alright.
Easy.
You know, guys, we could check out if there's anything to help us across on this end as well. Do you want to jump yourself?
You know, if you want to check out first, it's up to you. You have the light.
yeah. I'll pass him. I'll pass him the light. Oh, it's not where I wanted.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't control it anyway,
They'll
so.
fall.
There we go.
Yeah, you are the light now.
I'll do
There
a
you go.
small peek.
yeah. What you see up ahead, Gelashar, seems to be a similar pillar to what you see here, but it seems to be completely collapsed. But there are like large chunks of it that remain intact up there.
Alright. I'll walk forward and say, Dale, watch my back, please. No more scrubs attacking us randomly, okay?
Just a sec, guys. We're looking forward. You know, at this point, I'm just going to take the light with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check out this place. Anything that could help us cross, like anything that's long and in one piece.
No, maybe like 12 feet long.
Yeah, there are a few bits and pieces here that reasonably, if you perhaps like chuck them down and they remained like standing, they could be high enough definitely to perhaps not like 30 feet high, but we're talking about maybe like 15 feet or so.
Could we make
So you could like jump onto one of them and then kind of jump up. You know what I mean?
there's like a lot of rubble here. Technically we could make a rubble staircase in the pit. by chucking a lot of rubble in there. Yeah.
You could, but you probably want to use like the bigger parts. The smaller parts aren't
Okay.
gonna like. We're talking about like volume. The smaller it is, the less it's gonna happen. The bigger it
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
yeah.
Just like bigger pieces that like make it possible to climb it without falling 30 feet if you fall.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. There are a few
Yeah.
bits. There are a few bits of the pillar here that you could
Yeah.
potentially get down there, but obviously they're gonna weigh like a ton. It's gonna be really difficult
Actually.
to. It's gonna be really difficult to get
It's a
them
good
down
thing
there,
we have that.
and you need to
Yeah.
get them down there standing. They can't like tip over because then they're gonna be useless.
Yeah.
Should be able to move all that stuff with mold earth, right? Or at least change the shape of it to where we could move it a little more easily.
How big are like 500-pound stones? They are not that massive, right?
500 pounds in kilograms is like
220 or
About
something. Yeah.
220 ish.
I think
Those are pretty big actually.
with
Yeah,
the
they're
spell, I
probably
should be able
pretty
to
big.
just turn them. I should be able to just turn them into a ball.
226.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Kelashar has seen how, is it Shala? Yeah, Shala looks at the jump, so he's not gonna ask. Dale, start moving some of the stones that you can lift to the pit. Let's make a staircase for a support for them.
Oof.
And I start ritual casting Tensor Floating Disc.
how much can the disc carry?
500 pounds.
Ooh. All right. Well, 500 pounds should be enough to like one by one carry even the biggest ones.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll start lifting them, putting them on there.
Yeah, sure. The ritual cast takes 10 minutes, so you guys wait around for that.
And I can use that time to just like start rearranging things, or if it's probably less than the disc can hold and I can't lift it myself, I can just like arrange things so I can like push it up on there.
Yeah, you can kind of like clean things up so that you're ready to. You can like take a better look at what would be useful here. There seems to be two bits of the pillar that are intact enough that and like high enough that they could definitely help you. The rest are like just bits and pieces, like maybe a few feet high or something, which aren't really going to help you. But there are two pieces of it. If you could get them down into the pit and keep them standing, they're each like roughly 15 feet high, so you could definitely use them to kind of like jump onto and then kind of climb up.
Yeah.
All right.
How much
Well,
of those?
during that time, just because I am looking back at Shala and Gazan. Shala, you don't have dark vision, and your light has been taken away from you. You're in complete darkness
Yeah,
for
think
about
I'm
Well, I
10
have dim
minutes.
lights.
Leaning against the wall, just
I
like
have dim
holding
lights
onto
that can
that piece
float
of
around.
wall.
You
It's
do?
like, mood lighting. Yeah, dancing lights. I just keep casting those. It's a cantrip.
All right.
So it's that mood lights. It's just
Oh, you
small
have a-
fireflies that fly
You
around.
know, a bit of a disco, but otherwise,
It's-
yeah. All right. Well, 10 minutes later, a floating disc appears.
Do we have a token for it?
No.
I can make it.
All right.
We have the technology.
Do we actually though?
All right, Dale.
Disc.
Help me
All
lift
right.
these things on the disc.
Do we
I
really
have to
need
carry
a
them.
token for the disc?
Disc.
Yeah, it's what is it? A
Disc.
disc of forbiddance or whatever it is from old
Alright,
school
fine.
RuneScape. A little lock on.
Which color would you like your disc?
All right.
I'm
So
fine.
let's see. Lifting and carrying. How much was it that you can lift?
Disc of returning. That's what it was.
You can lift up to 30 times your strength score. What is your strength score, Dale?
17.
I'm 11, so I can help.
Yeah, Dale, you can easily lift 500 pounds. Well, probably not easily, but you can. If you
Yeah.
exert yourself, you can.
It is possible.
It is possible. If
I'll
had
help
to-
you out
if you had
anyways.
to put like a 1 rep max, it would be 510 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can maybe get like 1.5 500.
Yeah, probably.
Which is why I try and use other rocks to make lifting easier, just like pushing towards it up instead, so the weight's like spread between myself lifting it and the other rock supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, been basically working construction, so
You're doing
in
like a
the
tire flip, right? It's like end over end, over and
Yeah.
over again. Yeah, you're just tire flipping.
All right. Well, you can successfully lift one of these 15-foot high bits of pillar onto the disc, which the disc
Perfect.
can indeed carry. And the disc can move around, floating back to the corner. Back around the corner, excuse me.
Yeah.
And I think if the disc just goes like across the corner, it's just gonna drop down. Then you can probably just end the spell. The pillar should just like drop down onto the ground.
I think we take the disc on the edge here and we just push the pillar off the disc and we don't have to end the spell and then we do repeat.
If you push the pillar, it's just gonna like, right? You have to get it to stand up. Otherwise,
No, but like
it's
we
useless
can push it like, so you know when you like slowly lean it off and like it starts falling, you still hold it and then it drops like the standing position.
That is true, but it's probably gonna be a bit more difficult. That will require some skill checks, probably.
Okay. I will try this first time. I think I asked Dale to help me, and I'm a bit lazy. I don't want to recast the spell every single time. So
What they doing over there?
we are making you guys the staircase here. Just give us a second.
Oh,
All right. Where would you like to place it? This is important.
I think we do it probably here. So it's like
Yep.
we want to make like this kind of area stable or like this kind of area stable here where you can climb. Hopefully, like both ways, we can drop here multiple pillars and rocks.
Well, it seems to me that everyone here can make this jump pretty easily, but it's this jump that is difficult.
Yeah, but when we need to leave, we need to make this jump the other way as well. So we don't want to be stuck here. So
That is true. You are thinking ahead. Very intelligent wizard here.
yes.
All right. So, why don't you guys give me, actually, one of you give me an athletics check at advantage.
Okay.
To just
I'll do
drop
that.
the pillar down and not have it like fall down, but like drop it so that it remains standing. 15. Yeah, I think that's good enough. You can hold the pillar, one of you can just like slowly edge it towards the edge, and then when it drops, you can kind of like try to keep its center of gravity pointed towards the ceiling, and it just drops and remains standing. And now there's a 15-foot high chunk of pillar down there.
I can't even drop the pillar because it can't move like across a bit that's more than 10 feet, so it will just stop here.
I think you can like move it like a shopping cart. Like you can move the disc. It's just immovable if you're like
Following
if
me,
it-
okay, yeah.
if
can
it's
drop it
following
like
you. I think within 20 feet you can just like shove it around.
Okay, that makes sense. I'll think about this the next time we do it and I say like maybe we just use the disc. Do it like that and it's
I think.
less heavy.
I assume so. The Sev can correct me if that's wrong, but I think that's how the spell works.
Can you repeat what you said?
Like the disc, where the spell says the disc movable, you are within 20. Oh no, it's immobile. Ah, never mind. You can't do that. It doesn't work then.
All right. Well, there is up here. There is one more similar looking chunk of pillar. All the rest of the chunks are a lot smaller, though. So there's one more useful bit of pillar here. 15 foot
All right.
high.
Let's lift it up, put it on the disc, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dale
Way
can,
back.
deadlift another one of these.
it looks
Barely.
quite easy for you. Let's go.
All right. Down comes the other chunk of pillar. And where are you going to drop this one? Or what are you going to do with this one?
We move the disc here and we try to drop it like from this corner down here. It's probably a little bit less space, so it might be more difficult check to do. But
Also, yeah, no, Taki, I was wrong. It does not work like I thought it did.
okay.
But I cannot read as always. I am illiterate.
So Dale, you're basically in the same square as the disc, so it would be here, and we drop it here, like diagonally.
You're gonna drop it diagonally here?
Yeah.
Alright.
Isn't it gonna
That's gonna
fall
be
over, I say, from across?
No, we support it. It's fine. See the last one? Went easily.
Is it leaning towards the wall, or is it just standing on its own independently?
Maybe if there wasn't a wall there, maybe it would have fallen down, you know?
That's
Who
not
knows?
how walls work. Is it leaning against the wall, or is it not?
It is, slightly.
Alright,
But
so
is
it is leaning against the
is
wall.
it supported by the wall? That's harder to say.
Well, if it wasn't, I mean, it would continue falling if it wasn't supported by the wall, right?
No, it can be stuck in the sand. The sand might be deep.
I look at the fucking, like, a thin layer of sand. I don't think it's the sand.
Well, this seems to be
I
working.
want to jump on. I'm gonna have to fucking jump anyways. Go ahead.
Alright.
All right.
You do the same
Same thing.
You've got a bit of experience this time. I'll give you a +1 to your athletics check at advantage. Give me an athletics check. Oh,
Even better.
perfect.
Even better.
Alright, you chuck second bit of pillar down. This is an oval. I want to make it a circle. There we go. There. Copy another one here. There we go. Alright. Another 15-foot pillar falls down. Poof. Sending another wave of dust and sand into the air. And now there is technically a bridge, you know, with just like,
A
15
15
feet
foot
down.
drop,
yeah, a 15-foot drop.
which is much better than 30.
Yep,
That is
that
good.
is definitely. You could probably just like wait. You could probably like drop yourself down onto
Yeah.
it.
Alright, guys, time to make it across. We don't have much more stone to use.
Alright.
You
Cowabunga.
got this.
I get my running start.
Mm-hmm.
And I running start jump. I have 11 strength. I should be able to do this.
You should. The only question is, can you keep your balance as you land?
Now, here's the question, Seth. Can I just throw myself on the pillar instead? So that I don't have to balance myself and just like land prone
You
on the
just
pillar.
take the fall. Oh, okay.
But
Like,
so you're gonna like.
so I don't have to
land
like I
hugging
don't have
the
to
pillar.
wobble. I just like when I land, I just like lay down on the pillar effectively instead
Sure.
of wobbling.
Yeah, but that
He's
is
doing a starfish
that is
in the air.
That is a like low-level feat of acrobatics still. So just give me an acrobatics check.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Surely it'll be fine. Oh,
The flying starfish technique does
True.
not go as planned.
Perhaps Kazan hasn't done this.
they get the
technique
1d3 for each tile I'll tumble into.
Sure, give me a 1d3.
Surely a 1 would send me to the correct one. Yeah, it does.
All right, you
Well,
do
that's
still
right.
fall 15 feet onto the pillar down there, so you will take 4 damage.
Now, do I have to roll an acrobatics check to see if I cascade fall onto another?
No, probably not.
Alright,
Benny Hill team starts playing.
yeah. Boom. Ow, ow, ow. It just Homer Simpson falling down a mountain. Ow.
He keeps falling, but it's only 30 feet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Kazan, now that you're down here, you could reasonably like just hang on to the edge and kind of drop yourself the 15 feet all the way to the bottom. And seeing as it is only 15 feet up, you could technically just like jump and grab and make yourself
Jump
back
that
on.
high?
I can go down here. I lower
Wait,
myself.
hold up here.
15 feet isn't that much. You know, you
Where's
like,
6 feet?
15
yeah.
is like 4 meters.
That's a lot.
well, if
That is a
you
lot.
take like a running start and then, you know, grab
Nobody
onto
grabs
the,
you,
grab
nobody
you up,
onto
yeah.
the top. You
I
could
mean, yeah, I
reasonably
guess,
do
but
it.
like, yeah, I suppose, yeah, I guess I could. Someone could reach down and then I could jump out,
Yeah,
grab
it
someone's
should
hand,
be.
yeah.
yeah, that's
4
what I
meters
mean.
is not like massive, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
mean.
not massive, yeah, but I personally could not fucking
Yeah.
running jump, fucking haul ass up.
With
Four-
the help,
yeah,
with
yeah.
the help of
meters.
someone else, you probably
With
could.
the help of someone up there who's reaching down their hand, yeah, that would
Yeah.
cut out.
I'll climb down here and check on Gashan. Like, you okay, man?
Oh, no, it's great. I love
Good.
tombs.
Yeah, this is great. Let's check the corpse down there now that we are halfway
Yeah,
there. Okay. I'll stay here. I'll let you up. I'll help you up.
All right, I will very casually, you know, on the edge of the ledge, drop myself down as to not take
Mhm.
damage while falling.
Yep, sure. You land into the dusty floor.
Right. And pretty much exactly next to the corpse, I assume, right? It was like they were in this tile-ish.
Yeah, somewhere over there.
Yeah. I'll bring my lights down and dust off this corpse.
Yep. Seems relatively fresh. Seems to be a local Carizian man, clearly. Doesn't seem to be too much anything special about him. He's wearing pretty typical, like, traveling attire. Maybe, like, you know, good clothes to probably be doing something like this. He was clearly here with a purpose. But probably the... give me an investigation check.
Galashar, you want to come down and do that?
I think you got it, man. It's fine.
I'm sure I'll be fine. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm looking for anything that could identify him. If I can be
Identify.
specific, like oh, this comes from this village over here, or like something that looks unique and doesn't seem mundane.
No, nothing about him really seems unique. And to you, it just seems like a corpse.
Yeah.
Could I have given help on this, like give him advice on what to look on, like check his like jacket press on the inside or
Check
things like
underneath
this?
his fingernails.
No.
Unlucky.
And you're not gonna post... You're
Post-mortem?
not gonna retcon say, I would have helped him.
Yeah. Would I be able to do that in future? That's my question.
For an
If I like give
investigation
advice.
check? Probably not, no.
Okay.
You'd have to be next to someone to help them, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm technically next to you if I move on. That's just a bit higher up.
I suppose. Yes.
All right.
I mean,
Anything special there?
Actually, now that I think about it, maybe... I mean, within reason, like... I guess you could guide him to, like, look for specific things, so... Maybe, yeah. Perhaps.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would have had to hesitate beforehand, of course. But I just wanted to ask how it would work.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Anything
well,
there?
Yeah, while I'm down on this bit, I'm just gonna look around to see if there's anything down here, and then with my small little firefly lights, I'll leave one up here, but I have one of them just walk it around with me to see if there's anything else interesting in this bit.
Doesn't seem to be anything else interesting.
It's just sand,
Just sand.
and then I will climb up
Mm-hmm.
with the help of Galashar.
Yeah.
And then I'll help both of them up.
Very good. Which only leaves us with Shala.
Look to the other guys.
Alright, actually, I will just, climb back down. In case one of you guys fall, I'll be down here and ready, to fix you.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll just vibe over here, so it's
Yeah.
not me in the way, or
Mhm.
get someone on top of me.
We'll get over to the edge here, and Shala points to the pillar and says, does anybody want to, try to grab me if I jump over?
Oh yeah, of course. I'll jump down and climb.
Is this a thing, like, looking at this,
You're
is
gonna
this
block
something
his
that will...
path. He's gonna jump into
Is this
you.
something that'll feasibly work? Could somebody catch me here in this position, or there's just
In the
not
pillar?
enough?
No, it
the-
it's barely big enough for one person to stand on.
All right.
Yeah,
Hey, you can do it.
What are we talking about? There's plenty
Yep.
of room.
Well, I have enough strength
For a
to
gnome.
cover. I have enough strength to cover the gap.
Mm-hmm.
The question is maintaining my balance. So I wind up for the big jump. I make it across. And
Do you, though?
Hopefully, somehow maintain.
No,
my
you make it
balance.
across, but you make it too far across.
Give me an acrobatics check. Oh.
Nope.
Ooh.
Give me a 1d3. You fall straight ahead down here.
Woo!
30 feet down you go. Oh my god! And you take
Ooh,
17
Fuck
damage.
me.
Oh.
Jesus.
It's like a clairvoyant prophet of the future. You see Shala tumble off of the pillar, breaking her fucking neck on the sand below. And everybody reminisces to a few minutes ago where Shala said, like, I'm not going to be able to clear this. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to fall.
But you
This is the
did
end.
clear
I'm
it.
going to break my neck.
Yeah, no.
You did clear it. You
Not the
just
whole gap.
fell at the end.
Fuck. Oh. Gazan cringes as he comes around the corner and sees that Shala's head is a bit wrong.
Is he
It's
okay?
No, she's not okay, alright?
Oh, no, she's not good.
Stabilizer.
I did the
I-
scorpion, you know.
I don't
Feel this
think her
first thing.
arm's supposed to be that angle. That doesn't-
Nothing's supposed to be that way. God. Alright, I will
Alright.
use my healer's kit and my first aid proficiency to stabilize her.
Very well. You know, you wrap up the dislodged arm.
Yeah, I fucking chiropractor her neck, chiropractor her arm, you know, make sure everything moves.
Almost
You see the
maximum.
scorpion. I linked to the picture.
Ooh, yeah, no, that's not a
This
good
is
fall.
the
That
scorpion. Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just
Alright,
fall right
well-
on your face and bend your neck backwards, type of shit.
Ugh.
Well, Chala
Mm.
is stabilized. You know, her neck is brought back into a position it should be in, but she is unconscious.
Shit.
Alright, I will use my last spell slot to cast Cure Wounds on Shala, but also myself, because I have Meta Magic. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
What, twin spell?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll twin spell healing that, and I will heal myself as well. I don't think this one's for you. Also, you're at 0, so you should be at 7.
That is true.
And I can't heal less than 4, so I don't need to roll for me, but it's...
Very good.
I'm changing my HP, and it shows on the token.
Cure wounds
When I
heals
click
the
on
flesh,
token,
but it does not heal the mind.
it's just not showing on the HP bar because roll
Isn't?
things.
No, it is for me.
Yeah, it shows.
And for some reason, like I click on the token and the value shows in the
I can-
bubble and on my character sheet, but it doesn't show on the green HP bar.
Is the new one correct?
It both worked for me.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, it was working.
There's been some things like this where
Alright,
it seems
well,
like reading and pulling it
Chala,
up fixes it.
You black out, and you wake up few moments later. You know, in the darkness.
Wake up. I have a small firefly light.
Narrowed eyes.
It makes a scary.
I
figure.
fucking
Alright.
called it.
Yeah, well, yeah, sorry. Next time, maybe we should bring more rope. I will help her up.
Yeah, maybe.
And then
dust
help her
myself off,
climb
and I'll
up.
cast a heal on myself too.
That was some sick fall damage I rolled.
That was
Jesus
some
Christ.
fucking
That was-
wacky ball damage. Unironically, almost with a one-shot Daiki.
Yeah, no, I did the math. I technically can't get one shot by this, so I can do the jump.
Yes, exactly, right?
Yeah, imagine you're like a wizard,
Wait,
and then
no,
you
that's
fall
equal.
30 feet, and I roll max damage on the 3d6, and you just die.
Fucking die.
Fucking die.
Instant death.
Oh, that would be that
God.
probably be the worst way to go.
Oh.
What's the 1d4? plus
Almost
3
full
for?
HP. It's supposed to be 1d4.
Healing
Healing
word,
word?
yeah.
It's healing word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not.
Right,
It's a good one.
All right.
We don't talk about that one.
Oh.
Get up.
Oh, you don't have cure wounds.
Nope.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I forgot. I thought it was cure wounds.
I help her up. Should be fine.
All right. With the help
And I'll help her
of-
up the.
Yeah, with the help of Dale and Gelashar, Shala and Gazan can all make it up
Yeah,
onto the other side.
No, don't worry. There's still 2 more people that can fall down in this pit, so I'm staying down here until they're over.
So I am up. I've been helped.
Who's gonna win? 4 level 2 adventurers or a 30-foot pit?
Oh, 30-foot pit, obviously.
30-foot pit any day of the week. That's what's got all my.
No, guys. If you're scared, you can lower yourself down and
Yeah.
then climb back up again.
What's that? No rope, 30-foot pit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
gonna be
still
fine.
like it's gonna hurt a fucking lot as well.
Mm.
Still gonna be better than face planting down from running jumps. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm sure they'll be fine.
Pablo scratches his beard a bit and says, "I can do it. No problem." Takes his time, you know, does like the getting ready to jump, and then he does it. He jumps,
That's a stretching.
and he lands successfully.
He's got the athlete feet.
He
What a
does.
sad.
After that, we'll just make it across. You guys can help him up.
I'll give my hand and then I just like fake it, laugh a bit and give it back.
I don't fake it.
I just
I don't
look at
fake
Josh
it.
and I'm like, come on,
I
man.
actually help him.
The Fed, will take your hand, Dale. You can help him up.
Good.
You know, make friends with your enemies.
You know,
Makes betrayal better.
Frank, you can lower down. Kashan can catch you, and you can climb up. It's quite a hard jump to make. Not all of us are as agile.
While you're telling him these words, Frank just walks up, jumps, and then jumps over here.
Okay, good job.
He just does it like he's done it a million times. No
He's done it,
problem
yeah.
for him. He just
Why
does.
don't you go first? I
dusts
say as I
himself out.
climb up.
Oh, you know.
See, jumping across pits is one thing, but a whole bunch of bugs.
I was gonna see, you've
Wonderful.
encountered this before, and you go. Never mind.
Just I saw a good path, and I've been jumping around a bit.
Let's just go.
There's a crossroads ahead. Let's just go figure it out.
All right. Frank and Pablo will stay behind, as you guys can, or they'll take the rear. You guys can go up ahead.
There's a big shame here on the left.
Yeah, some tunnels on
Look
the other
at, is
places.
it glowing over here?
Mm-hmm.
Something glowing over here.
In the chamber to the left, there seems to be sunlight coming down from the roof somewhere. Why it is glowing.
I don't like that circly looking thing on the floor there. That looks suspicious as fuck.
I lean around the corner and look. Surroundings.
Give me a,
Specifically that.
give me a
I don't wanna
perception
get-
check.
I will perceive. Perhaps something. Could be worse, could be better.
You don't see anything threatening.
Alright. That should be fine, I look at the fucking... Before I step my foot down, I look at this one. Does it look like a pressure plate?
What does a pressure plate look like?
Does it look different
A
from all the other
circle.
tiles?
Yeah, I mean, clearly there's some artwork on the tile. Yeah, it seems a bit
Alright,
different.
I'm gonna step around, like just do like a long leg around over here so that I don't step on that one.
Very good.
Right.
Frank,
Follow.
he will walk up, look around the corner, and say, "Oh, this must be the actual tomb of the kings. It must be. Such an ornate room."
You don't say anything like about the plate.
Yeah, no, I assume the expert. Yeah, that plate looks sus. Frank, did they break these tombs to explode?
Some tombs have been known to have some traps. I can't say for certain about this one.
Great.
Shala will look back and says,
Look over here.
"Watch yourself," and beckons for Kazan to come back. Reaches out a hand with a groan and beckons you to give her a hand to get that long step over the pressure plate.
Alright, I will, just very elaborately hold out my hand like this.
Mildly exhausted, but get out. And move out of the way. And I see more tiles.
No,
that are-
I walk back and I see how Dale is small and I will, just lift him over the plate, I assume. How much do you weigh?
Well, 70 pounds. I don't need help. I can just hug the wall and just go from this tile to
guess.
this tile.
I don't know, your legs were small.
You could
that's
standing long jump over that. Pretty much, right?
I could.
Yeah.
Alright, good.
Does this look like the other end of the caved-in main passage?
Perhaps.
I'm suspicious of circles. No reason other than, we're in a fucking tomb.
Yeah, should watch your step. What is the thing in the middle there?
Yeah.
Just walk.
So why don't I tell you guys?
Did Pablo
what you
and Frank
see.
also circle around this, or did they just walk over it?
They go around, yeah, since you guys
Alright,
did
cool.
as well. Alright. So this seems to be like a fancy room, but not just any kind of room. This seems to be a tomb, clearly, as there are 4 coffins laid out into kind of inlets on the sides of the room, as is clear to the eye. Back here, on the other side of the room, seems to be a collection of, statues, which seem to be surrounding what appears to be a picture of the sun on the ground, and in the middle there appears to be a sundial, and there appears to be a ray of light coming down from somewhere in the roof, probably a hole in the roof. And here in front, there seems to be an ornate stone plaque with some text on it as well.
Can I see the sundial from here?
Mm-hmm.
What time is it?
I don't think you can.
I don't have that kind of angle.
I don't think you can tell that from here. You would have to get closer to it to be able to say.
Okay, Frank.
It's during the day, surely.
What are we doing here?
Frank, walks up. Gonna look at these coffins first. Gonna look at this one. He mutters something under his breath, thinking to himself.
So who's this, I ask, as he's at the coffin?
He doesn't respond to you instantly. He just walks over to the other one, looks at it a bit, and says,
Alright, okay, cool, yeah.
Then he turns around and says, appears to be the 4 original kings of Merzine.
We had 4 of them.
4 of them before Asur was abandoned. Only the oldest of kings in Merzinian history have been buried here, but not for hundreds of years now. Not for, what has it been? Perhaps 1,000 years?
Yeah, well. And I look around the coffins and I assume it's dusty as hell and there's sand on everything. Does anything look like it's been moved recently or
The coffins, no. They don't seem like they've been moved at all. But if you check around the room, especially with the sun coming down onto the sundial has clearly been moved around because it isn't really dusty at all.
Oh.
And if you ask me, what do you mean, move a sundial? You don't just move a sundial. It's rigid in place, right? Well, no. Now that you check out the sundial closer, it seems to be a spinning sort of sundial. It seems to spin the whole thing in kind of, circular motion. It seems to go around. But then the actual, sheet on it that, creates a shadow, that also seems to be able to be moved around.
I love the Seb's oh yeah, no one said questioned the sundial that could be moved. Surely these motherfuckers don't know shit about sundials. God damn it. Alright, before that, this text, it says something, right? Is it in a language that I can read?
It says,
really
keep out assholes.
I don't think that's what it says, Dale.
Probably what it says.
I doubt that. Do you want to bet on it?
It does indeed have some text on it, which you can read. And it is written in Merzinian. Or Sumerian, excuse me, which of course you can read. At the very top, it says, by the divine right of kings, guide the holy hand of Illumis to present the dawn of their reign to Tempos in the order below. I will copy and paste this for you. There you go.
Nice. Very good.
And then there is a whole slew of text below that as well, which I'll get into in a bit. But Frank walks up, he reads it as well. And he looks around. And he looks at the sundial. He continues thinking, looking at you, if you figured it out.
Yes, very clever, Frank. Yes, we have to move the sundial, probably in accordance to who ruled when. So who's who here? I say,
what I thought
pointing
as well.
at the 5 statues.
Well, how well versed are you on history?
Well, I do have quite history studies in my time, but it's not been mostly about Mersinian history, so...
Well, this is ancient
Yes.
history. Perhaps I can give the 4 of you a quick
5.
five
I
of
say,
you.
looking at Pablo.
Yes. Perhaps I can give the 5 of you a quick lesson in history. During the ancient times, when humans did not yet exist on the prime material plane, a group of them were created here in the desert region. They squabbled around a bit, fought their wars, but eventually, among the tribes, one of them rose up, and he was called Entarahana. And Entarahana united the tribes and formed the country of Merzine. He was called the Warrior King. He was the first king of Merzine back in 1933 when the country was formed. Walks over to this coffin as he says this.
Mm-hmm.
Then he walks over to this one up here and says, "This is the tomb of the following king, King Etana, the shepherd. He was a wise king who lived to an old age and was also the son of Entarahana." Then he walks over to this one. He says, "And this is the coffin of Enme Baragesi, the servant king. He was also of the same line, son of Etana the shepherd. He ruled for a long time as well, a devout servant of the gods." And then he finally walks over to this coffin. Finally, the last king during the city of Assur, King Aga the Inadequate. He was overthrown and his reign ended during the drought of Assur in 2109, roughly during that time. And Assur was abandoned for a long time. And after that, the new capital of Uruk built. These are quick introductions to these kings. There's much more to say about them.
Well,
Which
perhaps another time.
I presume will be important for this question, because there seems to be some sort of riddle written on this plaque here.
I'm gonna
So
go
who's
a
the
bit.
5th statue?
Statue?
The statues
Yeah.
here around the sundial.
Oh, he was just pointing at the coffins, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm
No,
asking about the statues.
The statues are all the same.
Oh, never mind then.
I'll get closer to the sundial and I look closely around the circle. Around it.
Yeah, the sundial itself, it seems to have 2 rings on the outside. One of them seems to be for a 12-hour clock, and another one of them seems to be for years, where there's kind of like a system in it for like, you move it around and then based on the hour clock and then the year clock, you can go all the way to like 4 numbers. So thousands of years.
Alright. I guess we point the thing at the correct year of each king, yeah?
Yeah, is there... So is...
Sounds good
I'll
to me.
ask, this was read out loud by Kazan, right? Or whoever
Yeah, the
was
black.
reading?
Yep.
Was there an order to this? Shala will ask. Is it chronological, or...
Frank will speak up and say, "That is the question, which seems to be the riddle. It does not seem to be chronological. There seems to be a different order to it."
It says below. So I kind of like, I look down. I'm looking at the floor.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Thank you.
There is a large chunk of text below it as well.
Oh, so there is something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which I suppose I can.
I'm
We
gonna go and
continue
read.
reading.
Yes, read it more.
You continue reading. Very well.
I don't need that half of the riddle, alright?
Gazan can read aloud, I suppose, to everyone else.
Mm.
There are 4 sections below it. And it says, well, the first one says, "Forth rises the sun, the source of all life, the dawn of a new day. As great in stature as is their divinity, they cast long shadows upon the sand, much like the sun's morning rays."
So we can get this copy pasted.
Maybe, you know. The second one says, "Seek shelter, frail mortal, as the scorching zenith of the day is upon us. Perish the unduly prepared will, unless saved by a humble soul." The third one says, "As the light of the day begins to wane, a time of strength and friendships to be formed is nigh, before the cold of night arrives to take the pariahs." And the last one says, "With final rays imminent and darkness bestrewn, hopelessness and sorrow manifest to spite the end. But from the woe of loss, the promise of a new sun lifts the spirit of even the most wistful."
So
Frank, much like the rest of you as well, pondering deep in thought, he says, "There must be something about these kings and their history that is the solution to this puzzle."
if you have any more information to share with us, it would be quite useful. I'm quite sure you're the most knowledgeable of us about these ancient kings.
That is true.
Go ahead.
Perhaps I will tell you everything that I know about these kings. After which, you can put your minds to work.
He prints out a lore document and just hands it to all of us.
Indeed. You know, Frank takes off his backpack, opens it, and pulls out a book, probably this thick. He opens it up, clears his throat, And he will begin chronologically with Warrior King Entarahana, who became the king of Merzine in 1933. As I said, when the country was formed. And he ruled until 1962. And
all the way through World War II.
Among the first humans that were created in the land, Entarahana was a creation directly influenced and blessed by Belam, the god of war. And his charisma and strength made him a natural leader and a powerful warrior. And as I said, he united most of the peoples of the southeastern desert here and ultimately founded the country. And it's said in legend that Entarahana defeated many great foes and enemies in his quest to unite the desert, including the great fire demon known as the Azog, with the help of the divine bird known as the Anzu. And using his great weapon, Sharur, infused with holy might, Entarahana was able to strike down the Azog, which was weakened by the Anzu. And upon dealing a mortal blow, he cast the monster into a pit as deep as the earth itself, shattering his own weapon in the process into 12 pieces. And he eventually met his untimely demise soon after this victory, though, as the scars and wounds from the battle were too much for him. And upon his death, the reign of the country passed over to his son, Etana. He flips the page. On the second page, it speaks more about King Etana the Shepherd, who ruled from 1962 to 2034. King Etana was a wise king who lived to an old age, and he was loved across the land. He was born into royalty and was kind of a privileged lout, but he was humbled in his older age. King Etana also united many more of kind of the powerful tribes and cities that were still outside of the country and effectively turned it into what is known as the Empire, the Merzinian Empire at the time. And history says that Etana was an infertile man, desperate to have a child, until one day he helped save a griffin from starving, who then took him up to the sky to be blessed by Martha. And this led to the birth of his son. But in the detailed form of the tale, there's a tree with a griffin's nest at the top and a large serpent living at the base. Now, both the serpent and the griffin have long lived in peace with each other, but one day, the griffin eats the serpent's eggs. The serpent comes back to its nest and cries, is woeful, and begins plotting its revenge. The serpent decides to hide inside the stomach of a dead scorpion nearby. The griffin later goes down to eat this dead scorpion. The serpent captures the griffin and throws the griffin into a pit to die of hunger and thirst. But later on, a friendly soul called Etana stumbles to the edge of the pit. And Etana saves the griffin, but he also asks the bird to fly him up into the clouds so he can beg the gods to give him a son. And he saves the griffin, and the griffin takes him up to the heavens, where Etana pleads his case among the clouds, and Martha's light shines down upon him, making him fertile, and enabling him to have his son, who is called Enmebaragesi, which is a long name, I know. It's written like this.
Holy shit, I did that one I misspelled pretty hard.
I fucking nailed it. Shockingly, I nailed it. I'm a cultured man, what can I say?
One H too much, one Z instead of an S.
Enmebaragesi, the Servant King, ruled from 2034 to 2109. And he was a devout servant of the gods. He was a cleric who always put the needs and the will of the gods before even that of his own subjects. He was a cleric first, always, and a king second. And it's widely accepted that Enme Baragesi's ideals and devotion to the gods kind of shaped the highly religious culture of Merzine during his reign, which persists even to this day. And it's said that
Gelashar, and I think that's your culprit right there.
And it's said that during his reign, worship of the gods reached such a high level that many of the gods even walked the sands of the desert in the forms of their physical avatars, granting blessings upon the people. But then, unfortunately, Enme Baragesi died without having any children, and by his will, the throne passed to whoever was seen as most worthy in the eyes of the gods. But this, of course, did not happen, as enter King Aga, the Inadequate. King Aga was the last king of Asur before the decade-long drought which brought about the fall of the city. He came into power after the line of Enme Baragesi ended without a successor, although not because he was most worthy in the eyes of the gods, but more through political processes. Now, during the drought of Asur, the river, which used to run right next to the city, the river Latir, completely dried up, and the city didn't see rainfall for 11 years, over 11 years. And the river Latir was the lifeline of Asur, and with its depletion, the city was pretty much doomed. The people of Asur begged King Aga to save them, but there was nothing the king could do. Not even the most powerful clerics or druids of the city could bring them rain or reinvigorate the river. Blame thus fell on King Aga, who was unable to save his people or prevent the drought, which led to the overthrow of his reign and the foundation of a new city called Uruk to the southeast, which became the new capital of Merzine and is the capital of Merzine to this day. And the overthrow was led by a man called Meshkiangashir, who was a powerful cleric of Illumis. He was known as Meshkiangashir, the Sun King. Then he, poof, closes his book.
God, it's dust in here.
Puts it back into his backpack.
Man, shit was wild back in the day. So, Gelashar, figured it out yet?
I have some of them figured out, I think, but want your opinions on these ones?
Yeah.
Too many corrected cards in these history books.
I don't know. It seemed to go downhill the second they, went after the non-clerical guy. To be honest, in my opinion, here,
Well, you can't always blame the.
I don't know about you guys, but going down in history with the title "The Inadequate" is not really something to aim for.
Yeah, that's really, like, the politics are blamed for that, not the actual.
I mean, the politics put him there, so.
Yeah. Okay, so I was thinking the Light of the Day fits with Antarahana. Maybe the Fourth Rises the Sun is with Ethana.
Wait, is the I know he mentioned it. Is the Meshkiangashir, is that coffin here also? Is that part of this riddle? No. Okay.
Yeah, he'll tell you that Sun King Meshkiangashir is not buried here because he was the king of Uruk, and Uruk is not here. This is right next to Asur. So
yes, this is the kings of Asur, right?
These are the kings of Asur. Meshkiangashir is buried on the other side of the country.
Yeah, in Altai,
because otherwise he would fit the first one if he was here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I assume the last one always fits with.
Yeah, last one's the Inadequate.
Yeah. I think the Fourth Rises the Sun would be with the Infertile King, maybe. Since there's a source of all life that fits with.
Well, it says, as great in stature as is their divinity, so this would be like a really, really divine person.
Yeah, that could be the cleric
Was
as well.
was Atana? Atana wasn't the first.
Yeah, he was a cleric.
And
Well, yeah, the
Gessi
Seek
was the
Shelter
first
Fail
cleric.
model, that's the shepherd, right? The guy who with age got better, right? He got
Yes.
humbled by age.
Yeah, that's probably right. So those two are correct, and then the other two are.
Yeah, and then it's the first guy, Fortright of the Sun, that's the cleric guy, right?
The cleric guy was Etana, right?
No, that's Enmebar
wasn't.
Gersi.
Enmebar
what was
Gessi
that?
was the cleric.
Warrior Shepherd.
Okay.
So we
Servant.
got Enmebar Gersi, that's the
Inadequate.
first one. Entana, that's the second one, like in the order here on the right
Yeah.
side is what I'm doing, yeah.
Yeah,
And then Entahara is the third one because he and the bird together defeated the shadow, right?
Yeah.
And then the fourth one is, oh, woe is me.
Yeah. Everything's fucked up. Yes.
Everything's fucked.
Which
Yeah.
I missed this in my notes. What god is Enmebar Gessi a cleric of?
He's a generalist. I don't know if it said.
Not written in his book.
Not really.
Not relevant.
Okay.
Yeah, you can ask Frank. Frank says sometimes, the history book.
Certainly, it's not like
There's ancient history, they didn't write everything down.
Fuck it, we're pretty
He
important,
couldn't be
man.
a
Which
nature
one he wasn't
cleric
a cleric
or
to, but
anything.
each history book to their own, I guess. Alright,
There's no
anyone
shot he's
disagree
a
with
nature
these
cleric or
options? What
anything
about
like
you,
this.
Pedro? You got any better options?
Who are you asking?
Our
Pablo.
probation officer, Pablo.
Pablo says, I don't fucking know. I've got no idea.
That's the spirit. Alright.
Seems to all fit. We're
Yep.
all very, very intelligent and very capable of putting these things together. I trust all of you. If you have any questions about the gods, if that would help, maybe I could give some assistance. But though I'm not the most religious.
I'm sure Gelashar would like electrolyte.
Yeah, well, maybe not in the King's Tomb. Maybe when we get out of here.
What better place?
So the last one is 2109,
So
2034, 1946, and 1933 are the years. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's start of the reign, so start when they get.
yeah, I lost track of the years. The third one.
Yeah, it's 1933, 1964, 20.
1962.
62. Okay.
Yeah. And then it ends at 34. Does the other one start at 34? The third one?
Third one begins at 2034.
Yeah.
Yes, 34, and then the last one is. That last one is at the end of Enmebar Gessi, so that's probably 2190, right?
2109.
Yeah, 09, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
Frank.
I think.
Frank looks around at you guys and says, reasonable.
So how long did the last guy rule?
The last guy being who? King
Aga.
Aga?
Son of no one.
Inadequate.
Not for too long. The fall of Assur happened in 2132, so not for too long.
That's decent chunk anyways.
20 years still. Not that long of a time, I think. Maybe for
You've
humans.
heard the story king for a year. What king for 20 years?
All humans
Not too
and their
bad.
years are quite short, in my opinion. But
Actually, the years are always the same length.
yeah, you're right. You're right on
Yeah,
that
he
one.
is correct in that one.
If you were
Literally speaking.
interested, says Frank,
Hmm.
we made it all the way to the Sun King. There's only a few more before present day. If you're interested.
I'm always interested, but maybe
We've
after
got a
we
long
leave.
May-
trip back.
maybe on
I
the
don't
way
think we're
back.
making it today.
Maybe on the way back.
Let's see if we explode in here first, alright? Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Got the
Very
years,
well.
Galashar?
You've got
I'll
an answer.
start. Yeah, I'll move the stuff around at their direction.
Alright, I have the years, but I just lost
So
the order.
first, Enmebar Gessi. However it's spelled.
In Mebara Gessi, yes.
Yes,
You
so
will.
year
2034. Yes.
You start moving around the sundial, or not the sundial itself, but the 2 rings around the
Mhm.
sundial. You start moving them around. They move as the stone upon stone moves around, and you can move it to the year 2034. After which you hear kind of a click in the earth, much like a safe clicking.
Well done. 1962.
1962.
Alright.
Very well.
That's
Sorry.
it, right, Gozar?
That was the divinity one, right?
No. First one was Divinity 1. This is the shepherd guy, the humble boy.
Hey, yeah, that is.
Yep.
Servant King, yeah.
So you're moving it to the year
1962.
1962. All right. Goes to stone as you move it to the correct year once again, and you hear another click somewhere deep in the earth.
There's just clicking, right? There's no like shaking of the tomb or anything like that.
No shaking. No.
Yeah, let's say third, 1933.
Yep.
Nice move and say, hey, what do you think will happen when we do this? By the way.
You
I'm
ask
just
Frank.
doing the job.
Yeah, I asked Frank.
Frank says, "I suppose we'll be led deeper into the tomb."
Right.
Goes to stone once again to the year 1933.
Yeah.
Very well. Another click is heard. But are these are these good clicks or bad clicks? Who knows?
Oh no, you said correct on the second one, so I think it is correct. So, me personally, 2109.
2109 as the last one goes around the stone once more, and a final click is heard, slightly louder than the last one. And in the middle of the room, there is a small magical light that comes up from between a few of the tiles, and a trapdoor is revealed. One that looks slightly better than the token.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh, that one interesting design on that one.
They ran out of budget. Middle.
Yeah. Everything from here is just cardboard.
Yeah.
Oh man, all we needed was a little bit of
I'll
water.
walk
to
over
soak
this
through the
tube and
cardboard.
I'll say, so, Jack, Frank, sorry,
Yes?
remind me of another guy I know. Why didn't they rob these ones? And I will just dust off this one here. These aren't touched, right? Like they're not open, are they?
No.
Yeah. So why
Must
did
be
they
here
look for
this,
something
right?
specific in here?
I can't say. Maybe they weren't interested in the kings themselves, or whatever they were buried with?
Well, let's just say that if they don't rob the actual tombs of the kings, they must have been looking something specific. If all the grave robbers I would assume would be coming to these places would just pick everything clean. This is quite strange.
You think this is a
Pablo
heist or
says.
something, Galashar?
Maybe they knew what they were looking for when they came here. Didn't look for anything else.
It's
There's a lot of specific items hidden in these lands and in tombs. If you read the right book, you might discover something that you might want. Anyways, let's go deeper, see what's going on here.
Alright. You guys can open the trapdoor, and of course there are stone stairs that lead deeper into the earth, which you guys can descend down, but I think we will take our break here.
While we're descending, I mentioned maybe we should check the other roads as well.
Nah, we'll get back to it. I'm sure there won't be like a quick escape from here.
I'm sure.
All right. Yeah.
Sure,
Let's take a break.
Yep.
So I'm gonna refresh the light on Dale's item
Mhm.
because it's probably been close to an hour
Yeah,
since
you
we
can-
started.
you can
going in
refresh
here
the
and
light.
lighting things up.
And you guys can descend down the trapdoor, down a staircase, and this is a tomb, deep like in the mountain, kind of underground. It's pretty like cool, maybe even like cold. Not cold, but at least like cool.
Below room temp.
Yeah, definitely below room temperature. But as you guys descend down these stairs, it gets like pleasantly warm.
Oh no.
And eventually, the tunnel completely opens up into a vast, vast area that you cannot even see, even with your dark vision, pretty much anywhere around you. All you see, kind of this bridge that goes on forward.
Wait, so it's a bridge and there's nothing in the middle, like around on the sides of it, or are we like?
Nope, just a drop into darkness.
So just a bunch of cats. All right.
Yeah. Up is darkness. Side is
Up,
darkness.
down, right, darkness. Because it's a massive chasm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Massive chasm. Exactly.
How about we get off this bridge, guys? Hop, hop.
I don't like the looks of those hands. That's real weird.
Yeah. How about?
I'm
looks like-
I'm gonna try sending. I have dancing lights creates 4 lights at 120 feet. I'm gonna try to create one in every direction and like make it fly out as far as possible.
Into.
I don't have to be able to see. Yeah, like into the darkness. So I will like, just like, do 30 feet intervals. So I'll like use an action, create them at 30 feet, see if like that's the edge, and then 60 feet, and then 90 feet to try to like locate if like every direction is more than 120 feet.
What's the range of the spell?
120 feet.
100.
It's a long fucking spell. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. You send one up. 120 feet. As it goes, doesn't reveal anything.
Alright.
To the side. 120 feet. Does reveal a rocky cave wall. 100 feet, 20 feet to the other side also reveals a rocky cave wall. And 120 feet down doesn't reveal anything.
All right. 2 directions that matter.
Yeah.
Were not revealed. Let's go.
Dale, be careful. Those hands.
I ain't going anywhere near those hands.
Well, I mean, if they go like this, you're right in between them, actually.
Well, we're gonna have to do it at some point. Though, even worse than the hands, you guys see that freaky looking face that's up there?
No, not really.
Now we do.
I can probably do just this. You guys have a light. You guys can see around. Don't need to keep the
So,
dynamic
Frank,
light
ever seen
on.
anything like this before?
Frank, walks up the bridge if you give him way.
Yep.
He'll walk up. Pablo will stay slightly behind. Frank will walk up, just kind of look around, seemingly in awe. And he says, No, I've never heard of anything like this, but it appears that there's been some sort of treasure here. If you look,
It's like coins and gems and shit all on the ground.
yeah, if you look to the sides, you can see that on the left and right hand side, you can see that there is a lot of coins, quite a few coins and gems, just kind of leftovers on the ground, kind of like spread out, as if someone collected.
Like, just grabbed a bunch and it, like, dripped out?
Yeah, someone grabbed, like, the majority and couldn't bother with, like, the petty coins.
Oh, okay. So it's like silvers and coppers and.
I mean, there's gold coins as well, but clearly,
And gems.
yeah, a lot of
Is there copper here?
no, only gold coins.
Only gold. Alright.
Oh, only gold. Wow.
Yeah. And some gems as well. So quite a bit of stuff.
Right. Let's check the middle out. I don't like those hands. Stay away from them, okay?
Yes.
I will walk up. Oh, I think we're gonna like the top a lot more, Gilashar.
Oh, okay. Fuck me, what is that?
Yeah, look at this stone, very tortured-looking face here.
Frank walks up with you and says, I don't know about this stone face, but this other set of items here, it reminds me of something that I've read about. Give me a second, I'll see if I can find any mention of it
I'll perform a history check.
in my history books.
Talking about like these or
everything else on the platform. There seems to be, on the platform, there seems to be like 4 large gems. Seemingly like really big. We're talking about like football-sized gems.
Mm-hmm.
And there seems to be some sort of kind of like a, either like a staff or a handle kind of sticking up out of the ground on the north front of this face on the ground.
like big enough to the point where you could grab the hole around it like this and hold it?
Technically, yeah.
Alright.
But
You know what, guys?
Pablo,
While he's reading.
yeah, Pablo says that, well, it's clear that this is where the treasures come from, right? And stolen.
Well, yep.
Someone's taken it. But who?
Not all of it.
Or at least some of the treasure.
Most
Maybe
of the
there's
treasure,
more in the other
probably.
rooms?
Majority, it looks like.
Someone's got enough treasure to leave that much behind. Must have gotten a lot of treasure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or they must have woken something that chased them out.
Well, I don't know. Then there wouldn't be like. Then there would be like a few piles left. That just looks like
This
someone
looks
dropped
haphazard.
something and didn't want to like just go back and collect like 20 gold coins because they had 1,000, something like that.
You know what, guys? Let's just see. I'm gonna try to pick up one of the gems with my mage hand. Let's see what happens, okay? What's the worst that can happen? Be a
I-
safe distance from the
Yeah.
hand.
Like crouch down here to pick up a
Maybe-
coin, and I'm
I
like,
like-
oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Warily
Maybe,
watch.
really quickly here, Galashar, maybe I could take a closer look at kind of what may have happened here. I look down the steps to this area around the hand, and does it seem pretty sandy down here or dusty? Is there some type of surface or material that would be left behind that would indicate movement or tracks?
There is, now that you mention it, there is a bit of dust down there. But it's arranged in a peculiar formation. Why don't I have an investigation check from someone to maybe divine what kind of, yeah.
I won't be dividing anything, thank you very much, but yes, I
Well,
will be figuring it out.
Yeah, you know, play on
Well,
words.
I point out the tracks, and maybe it doesn't really resemble footprints
Mhm.
or anything like this that I would recognize. So I call forth Gelashar and say, "What do you make of this? It doesn't look like any type of footprint."
Yeah, Gelashar, you can analyze the dust, and it seems that there's definitely been a lot of something here, because there's not too much dust around. Probably been quite a bit of coins. Seems apparent. But in kind of like the in between some of this dust that is on the ground, the little that there is on the ground, and these coins that are kind of around here, it seems like there are kind of like footprints that have formed around. But it only looks like there's one set of footprints, really.
Yeah, it seems like there's only been one guy here. Doesn't seem to be like a group of grave robbers or anything.
Okay, one set of footprints, and do these look like what would you say? The pattern would be distinctly different if they were just like pacing down and back and forth, and then maybe it would be more of kind of like some skidding and erratic movement if they were kind of dashing around or trying to make a quick run for it. Do I see anything like that, like a sign of struggle or
No.
quick direction changing?
It seems that everything here has been done in a relatively calm manner.
But
Okay, I'll relay that and say, just judging by the tracks, it doesn't seem like they were in some type of struggle with more than one person, or trying to move quickly, or changing direction, getting startled, or anything like this. They really took their time here.
As I said, they probably knew what they were doing. Now, listen, Pablo. I'm gonna grab one of these gems. I don't plan to take it. I just wanna check out what happens, okay? So no need to get upset. We know this is not our money.
Alright.
Good. All right.
Look
clear?
over to Pablo, give him a nod.
I'll do a mage hand and I take this, I assume, like, to try to pick up this emerald here with a mage hand.
Yeah, sure. You can pick it up with the mage hand. Click. And the mage hand is holding an emerald.
I'll bring it back to me and take it from the mage hand and then look at it like.
Very well.
Yep.
Seems to be like a small little emerald.
Well, nothing seems to be happening at least, so I guess they just left stuff behind.
I'm gonna pick
I
up this
assume-
gold coin here.
You pick it up.
in My hand.
It seems to be a gold coin, but it has like an engraving on it that you've never seen before.
Yeah, I was gonna say I pick up one of the gold coins out of my pouch and then like compare them to each other.
Yeah,
See, like-
they seem very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pablo walks up and says, "Yep, that's the engraving that's been going around in those stolen coins running around on the market.
Same one on all of them?
Mm-hmm. These are old, ancient coins."
Well, not ours to take, I guess.
I gotta keep one for reference and then I'll throw my gold back and I'll put this one in a specific place.
I'll put the emerald back on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Pablo. How carefully does he look at me doing it?
You know, he squints his eyes, watches carefully what you're doing.
But there's two of us, one on each side. Who's he looking at
well,
here?
you know, he does the cross eyes where he looks like
I see.
two different directions.
He's his left eye to look at Galashar and his right eye to me, so he's doing this. Alright, that's
gotta watch them both.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, go ahead.
less reputable folk would make an offering to Pablo to split the gold here, but as we are good law-abiding citizens, I'll just put this back here.
I
Maybe
feel
on
like
our
just
way.
pointing that out makes you like pretty much on par with the other one because you said you would. You kind of just like you literally did it right there, Galashar. Like
you're literally,
you're literally doing it. Like if
I
you accept or not.
encourage, but thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Galashar here. Just. Fuck
Yep.
it, all right.
All right.
I'll say it to Pablo, and
Alright.
that's it. I just put it back.
Very good.
If only we
Here
could
again.
take this and split it, but the guard's here, so.
Unless the guard would want to split it, I would never
Yeah.
bring that up to him. However, we could dispose of Frank in this tomb right here. No one would ever know. Frank, you found any more information yet?
Frank, looking
That was
through
a
his
joke, Frank.
Frank looking through his book, not paying you guys too much attention. He's been stuck on one page for a few moments now, and he says, "Yes. Oh, yes. I don't believe it, but I think I found out what this is.
Oh, is it the ancient tomb of King Tut Tut?
No. This is an ancient artifact located here at the top
the
of
face.
this ziggurat. No, not the face. The whole thing. It's called a lens of the omniscient. Was meant to police the surrounding lands. and apparently can be used to... Have you heard of the very prestigious clerical spell called Time Pool?
Yep.
I think my
Yes.
dad talked about those. Yeah. What about it?
Well, this lens can be used to time pool any past events within 100 kilometers of this location. But only with the combined effort of 5 different people to prevent a power so great to be abused by a single person.
Is it supposed to be broken in like this?
I'm unsure. Perhaps it's just a sign of age? I'm unsure, but this seems like the perfect tool for us to find out what happened here.
Do you think it works?
Might as
Only
well.
one way to find out. Usually magical items don't break, but maybe
This is
it's
a,
different for
I
clerical
don't know. Have you
magic.
ever heard of rust monsters? My dad talked about those. He fucking hated those with a passion.
Well, the solution for those is to not carry anything metal with you.
Yes, well, for someone who carries swords, it's problematic. So, how exactly does this work?
So, Frank, holding the book in one hand, says, the 5 who are to use this must simultaneously touch these crystals, and this handle shall activate the artifact. He reads from his book.
A lot of effort, but alright, let's go. I can take this one. Do you want to check the vision yourself? Or should
So,
we-
there's no like, it might accidentally explode if we have like conjuncturing thoughts or something like that, right? Safe to use?
No, I don't think there should be anything like that.
Well, fuck it. I will hover my hand over the crystal. Can you reach that one, Dave? Dale? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I don't like it, but I'll be fine.
Alright,
Alright.
very well. Is everyone ready?
Shala will sigh out and say, Medina's guide us. Here we go.
Alright, so, on a countdown, you guys lay your hands each on your own crystal, and Frank, grabs the handle at the same time. He drops his book, and, as he's grabbing the handle, Frank's eyes turn red and shows you a bit of a smile. And he begins speaking some words in a demonic sounding tongue that you guys don't really recognize. But he chants some sort of, if you would imagine like a satanic ritual, that's what the words sound like.
I don't like this.
We got baited, boys.
And if you try to pull off your hands from the crystals now, it is impossible because they
I
are
didn't try.
stuck. If you did,
Oh, shit.
they're stuck now.
I look over at Pablo.
Pablo is just looking around like, ooh, what the fuck?
Pablo, I think we got baited. This is scary.
I looked at Pablo and point to the chanting demon man and say, "Fucking get him, Pablo! I can't move."
I'm really
Struggling
confused
to
here.
get my hand up.
As soon as Pablo, begins pulling out his weapon, the entire tomb and the bridge and the ziggurat kind of starts to shake.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Shake and shake and shake even more. And once Frank says the final word and stops speaking, there is a red light that kind of begins shining from the darkness below, a faint red light, and you guys hear a sort of earthly, deep, and echoing, rumbling kind of roar come up. And
Oh shit!
who here, just out of curiosity, who here is like wearing armor, metal armor?
I am.
You are.
I think studded leather armor has metal things, but it's not metal, so no.
All right.
I just have a chain shirt.
All right. You notice the temperature in the room just kind of start rising very quickly. And Shala, you notice that your chain shirt starts to like slightly glow as it gets incredibly hot.
I'll say, as I notice this, I'll yell out to Galashar, "Give me your free hand, I need to unbuckle this," and looking down to this. But I think it's kind of a struggle. I'm like reaching behind my back to undo these buckles just to get this shirt slid off. And I think maybe Galashar helps me, but we realize that I've still got a sleeve hanging off of my shirt on the arm that's stuck to the crystal, and I can't get the armor.
Man, I knew this place was no good.
I think I know where you the king threw ASOG at least.
Yeah.
I look around, like look over the edge to see if there's like fire erupting over here.
No.
No.
Shala, you can take off your chain shirt successfully, and I think it's at this point you guys realize you can take your hands off the crystals if you try. But Pablo, he's wearing a metal helmet, chainmail, pants, all of that, even where he's got like a spear in hand. Pablo is struggling. He's holding his like helm.
I'm gonna help him.
He's trying to get his helm off, which is like beginning to get glued to his like his scalp. His hair is burning. He needs to get his chainmail off, or he's gonna like burn alive.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my bedroll and use my bedroll as like basically oven mitts to help him get his helmet off, and then start like helping him with his armor.
Yeah, that's a pretty smart idea. Yeah, you can get your bedroll out and start helping Pablo out, try to get his armor off. And this is all happening as the ground is kind of shaking.
What the fuck is Frank doing?
Yeah, where did Jack... Did he drop his book?
Yep.
Alright, I will attempt to, like... Is he still holding on to this thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, alright, I will try to, like, go up here, grab the book.
You can grab the book.
Alright.
This Jack's just standing there. Like,
yeah,
what is he doing?
He's holding onto the handle. Kind of just, like, looking at the handle. But, amidst... this chaos, there's the ground is rumbling. Pablo is screaming in pain. He's getting burned alive by his own armor. Dale is helping him to get them off. But you hear the low rumbling roar once again from down below as the bright red light shining gets ever brighter, and I want you guys to give me some wisdom saving throws to keep your wits about you.
Yeah. As I'm doing this, by the way,
So
I'm
wise.
reading through the book, trying to like find the page where he was on when he was looking for information on this, because I was leaning over his shoulder looking at him to see like how far into the book it was ish, and then find the exact page. But it might
Now
take a
that
while.
you look at the book, it's blank completely. Not a single drop of ink on any of the pages.
Yo, Dale, tackle this guy.
Before I do that, because we have to roll our wisdom saving throws, would you say that this effect is due to magic?
Gnome cutting.
No magic.
No. Damn.
Gnome cutting.
I can't.
Yeah,
All right.
11.
Well, unfortunately, all of you except Shala are riddled with a primal fear. Shala, you're barely able to keep your wits about you, but the rest of you are horrified as the cave, even the very cave, kind of starts to shake very slightly as a massive, and I'm talking massive, hideous demon made out of metal, fire, and chains begins kind of climbing up the wall of the cave. The wall of the cave is like 100 feet to the side, but like he's barely able to like make it, even though this is like a really long gap all the way to the edge of the cave. It's barely enough for him to fit, so he's like massive.
You know what? This is
And
time for a token.
Yeah, he begins, or this demon that, you know, appears from below the ground, or, you know, comes into your vision. It's climbing up this wall of the clay cave, and it looks something. What? You do what you're supposed to? Wait, what is it? Is it?
Token too large for map.
Roll 20! Come on, roll 20!
No, it's not. Wait, is it Alt Z? No, it's not Alt Z. What the fuck is the? There should be a command for this. Oh, it's Shift Z. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
This is what
yeah.
you're looking at. But a lot.
That guy looks
Oh, that
friendly.
looks fun.
But a lot even bigger than this.
Boys, it's time to get the fuck out.
Oh, don't need to tell me twice. Pablo, you good to go?
You know, Dale's still helping Pablo. And Pablo, you know, he's got his helmet off, but they're still kind of trying to get his chainmail off. But you guys are afraid, but you guys aren't afraid of this creature in the way that you want to run away from it. You just want to stand and kind of cower in fear. You guys aren't able to like think straight because this creature just makes you want to, you know, hide yourself.
Deer in the headlights.
You
I
don't,
think-
yeah,
I think
deer in the
in-
headlights
in-
kind of situation.
In this
We are
moment,
frozen in fear. Paul.
Shala feels the wave of fear washing over. She has to compelled to close her eyes and let this wave of fear wash over, but she breaks out of it and realizes, looking at the situation, she has to make a decision. She has to bless her friends and party members, praying to Nadinus, expending her last spell slot to grant her party members the will to escape this clutching grasp of fear, but unfortunately Pablo will not be able to make it. I do not have enough targets to cover with my bless. And hopefully Nadinus will answer my call
Indeed.
with my bless and break them from their
You
fear.
can bless your party members, but they seem absolutely in shock and terror, as nothing seems to help them. As this massive creature, you know, continues climbing this wall of the cave, it stops for a moment, you know, it's just so massive that even it like kind of turning around sends like a massive like heat wave towards you, like you're opening an oven. And the creature looks towards the ceiling of the cave, and you can see it open its mouth as its mouth just like begins to glow slightly, and it begins shooting out like just a beam of fire towards the roof of the cave, which just like completely lights up the entire cave that you can see. You can see that the ceiling of the cave is probably like 500 feet up. The walls are like 150 feet. The back of the cave is like maybe 200-300 feet. But the pit going down is still only darkness, although I suppose you guys can't even see that from here. But this beam of lava that this creature shoots out of its mouth just like strikes the ceiling of this cave, and it bores, kind of like drills into it for like a few moments until you hear like a massive like as this like beam of fire just shoots up into the sky. You can see like the ceiling of the cave, there's like an entire hole made out into it, and this beam of fire just like shoots out into the sky. There's like a few rays of sunshine that come down from the ceiling as well, and this creature just shoots out like this massive beam of fire for like a good minute or so. It's almost like a volcano that erupts, like, I don't know, what's the Krakatoa explosion almost like.
So I'm like standing there with my shield up in front of my face, just getting blasted with this gout of terrible heat for a solid minute.
Yeah.
Sulfur too.
And eventually, you know, Pablo's able to get his armor off. And Pablo looks like he's finally in the clear. But, you know, down begins coming the rain of fiery rubble from the ceiling. It strikes a few places near you guys. Luckily, doesn't hit any of you. But a small batch, like a small burning pebble, comes down and catches Pablo on like his shirt a bit. And, you know, it catches fire. Pablo, like, you know, tries to swat it out, but he can't. It's not the fire. It won't extinguish. Tries to swat it out.
Before this happens, would you say Pablo made a saving throw?
For
dodging the rock.
Dodging the rock? Yeah, of course. Yeah, he did. He failed.
Okay, I will spend the time and try to make him dodge the fire.
All right, you're unsuccessful. It hits him regardless. You know, Pablo starts taking his shirt off as well. He successfully takes his shirt off, but, you know, a few hairs on his forehand caught ablaze as well. You know, it's almost like a candle only. He starts swatting at his forehand, but, you know, just won't extinguish. Not even, like, as hard as he swats his hand, nothing extinguishes the fire. And eventually, you know, his hand catches ablaze, his elbow catches ablaze, and his entire hand his entire hand is ablaze. What did you say?
Step back, guys.
We can't move at all.
Still shaking in fear?
Not really. No, you can't move.
Okay. Because I know how I'd save him. He wouldn't like it, but I know how I'd save him.
Yeah. Pablo.
Looking to see what I have here in a pinch. Do I see any like sand or a pile of dirt or anything like this nearby?
Pocket sand.
Not really. No.
No. Okay.
Try throwing
Not
coins
enough
at
that
him.
could like feasibly bury that burning part of his body. Okay.
Not really. Yeah. Pablo
I think I'm
pulls out.
probably like I'm pushing past everybody and like scrambling, like trying to get him to calm down, but not simultaneously not really knowing what to do. Probably like trying to take off my shirt so I can smother it.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems like something. You could probably try to help him, but you probably don't want to touch him.
Yeah, I'm probably like here. I take off my shirt and throw him my shirt, and he tries to like smother it, and then the shirt just catches fire. And
he takes your shirt. He completely envelops the flame with the shirt for like a good few seconds, but it continues burning, and the shirt catches a flame as well. He just tosses the shirt down, you know, into the pit as well.
Cut your arm off!
He pulls out his water skin from his bag. He pours the water on the flame as well, but nothing seems to extinguish it. And he's just like crying out in pain.
Does he have a weapon on him?
A spear. Yeah.
Spear. Fuck.
I have a big ass sword on me.
Yeah, I look back to my party members. Who's got a blade? I pick out the first
The
person.
gnome has a big
I'm
ass
in the
sword.
fetal
Tail.
position going like this right now. I'm not having a great time.
So I just say to Pablo, it's not stopping, and I step over to Dale and I pull out his sword.
All right, give me the attack roll of your lifetime, because you're gonna have to slice off his hand while he's
Well,
kind of
I cock back with the sword, and I don't know if he listens. He probably doesn't listen to me, but I tell
No.
him, hold out your arm.
No, he's burning alive. He can't think straight.
That does incite a little bit of panic.
Nah, he's fine. He's just weak-minded.
Yeah. It is one of the worst
Crazy.
ways
Aren't
to
you
die.
also shaking in fear right now?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, give me an attack roll.
Yeah.
It's 15.
My greatest.
Can
I
you
don't
use
think-
martial weapons?
Good point.
No.
Not lucky.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that'd be a
yeah.
13.
Do you have your
Yeah.
proficiency added here? Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is. You probably hit his like elbow. You probably slice at his elbow a bit, but it's not enough. And at this point, the fire is like spreading very quickly, and he just becomes like a human torch.
Yeah.
And his yelling stops relatively quickly because
I think once I realize, I'll step back and I'll cast down a flame upon him and grant him Nadinus's mercy,
all right.
just to burn him down faster.
XP a sheet.
While this is happening, the jet of
Oh,
flames
pray.
by this creature, climbing the wall of this cave, finally ends because it was shot out for like a good minute or so. And after this, the cave starts shaking once again. The ground starts shaking again because the creature, continues climbing and eventually climbs so far up that it makes it out of the hole in the ceiling of the cave. And it is at this point that the creature is no longer anywhere where you can see. The fear holding you kind of ends.
Oh.
But at the same time, as, there's like burning boulders and everything else, around the area, as you guys, regain control over yourselves. From the right side of the cave, this time, over here, there is a similar beam that is just shot up into the sky. But this time, it isn't fire. It is shining, bright water that flies up from the darkness below. And it like clips the edge of the ziggurat here. Some of it kind of like splashes down onto the ziggurat. And you can see that this water that comes up like splashes down on some of these boulders. This water extinguishes at least the fires on the boulders. But alas,
Damn, it's probably holy water.
but it's too late. Too late for Pablo.
Pablo.
He's clearly dead.
Krispy Kreme.
And this jet of water continues flying up, and it flies up straight like towards the same hole that was made up in the roof. And this water, this is like a massive. I don't know if maybe I can draw a circle. It's like this is the size of like the jet of water coming up, and it's coming up with like some massive force. Like if you stuck your hand in there, it would probably be like ripped off. And this jet of water coming from down there, also continues for maybe like another minute or so. And after it ends, you guys hear the flapping of some wings, as the airwaves kind of almost push you off your feet because they're so massive, strong. Up flies a similarly large creature, not quite as big, but almost as big. It has massive wings and a head like an eagle, and the rest of its body something that appears to be the likes of like a muscular lion.
A griffin.
Looking like this,
Shit.
flying up from the fiery ashes and the darkness below. The creature, momentarily, as it's flapping its wings and making its way up, momentarily, very shortly, looks at you guys, and then flies up and flies out of the hole in the ceiling as well.
Now, do you think they're gonna
Good
fight?
seeing you.
Well, that's what they did before. So, yeah.
And it is, at this point, you know, there's a lot going around.
I look at Frank. What's he doing?
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
Frank at
You
this
look at
point.
Frank.
I mean, I think after the bird's gone, I was like, yeah.
You look at Frank, indeed, and something standing where Frank once stood, but Frank is gone. What appears to be standing in Frank's place seems to be a large, hideous creature as well. If you've ever seen, or you guys know what a gargoyle looks like, kind of looks like what appears to be a gargoyle, but it's like even bigger. It's got like a very long, like big, muscular, like hunched back. It's got like long ears and whiskers and like a beard coming down. It's got these glowing red eyes, and this creature pulls out this handle that was kind of in the earth, and it's only like a handle. Pulls it out of the hole, and it seems to be like a handle of something, and it seems to be like maybe 3 feet long, 2 to 3 feet long, somewhere between that. But yeah, 3 feet long. It takes this handle into its hands.
Is that wings?
Yeah, it has wings.
Alright.
And indeed, speaking of wings,
Hey, Frank, before you go,
Fuck you.
does it like stop at all? Does it care?
it flaps its wings, but you know, slowly, ascending very slowly.
You got any specific reason you're doing this, or just chaos?
The
'Cause
creature,
we're an employer down, you know. I point over at Pablo.
the creature laughs, but sounds nothing like Frank. It sounds like a maniacal, you know, schizo right out of Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
And tells you, "Thank you for helping me, mortals. For now I have achieved my goals. I needed willing help, and you have given it to me. Don't worry, I will put the gold to good use. But first, I must find the rest of the shards,
Ah, fuck.
and then the creature will be in my control."
Need any help with that?
Flap, 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 flap.
All right. Yeah, it's a bit rude, but all right.
I'm
See you,
coming for
Frank.
you next, Hulk Hogan.
As Frank, the gargoyle monster, flies up, and flies out.
Frank has
the ceiling.
transformed into Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I'll
It's
just
the
wait.
name of our villain now.
All bad guys should have shitty names, simple names like Frank. Just imagine, final boss, Frank.
All right.
All right.
There's still
Actually-
a lot of shaking of the ground going on because it seems like the structural integrity
Yeah.
of this entire place seems to be collapsing in on itself. Pablo is a pile of ash.
Is he still burning?
No, he's a pile of ash.
All right. Good. Very good. So when he was a pile of ash and he was burning, did this water that shot out here like fixed? Yeah. All right. Cool.
Stop the
Is
burn.
there any water still around somewhere around here?
Some small, very small pools, yeah.
All right. I'll
But,
try
you
to.
know, This is like the part where like boulders the size of
Yeah.
your mom start falling out from like the ceiling.
Fucking got him. Alright, yeah.
Let's get out of here, boys.
Alright.
Go.
Go, bunga.
There's no time to split the loot.
Yeah. All right.
I got a gold coin.
Very well.
The only loot we're gonna get is more jail time.
You guys.
I hate government officials, I say as I run out.
Government's fault, not ours.
You guys begin running out of the dungeon and the tomb, but there will be some perils along the way because
Oh, I bet.
the structural integrity of the tomb, as I said, is failing. Ceilings are collapsing. The cracks in the walls are all expanding. There's new gaps being made. But we will have a bit of a... If you guys have ever heard of a skill challenge, we're going to have one of those as we make our escape
We're dying to skill issue.
out of the dungeon. So,
I have disadvantage on ability checks, boys. I'm in danger.
we will be making a series of skill checks for different tasks as you guys are escaping the tomb. And depending on the amount of failures, the result will vary. 0 failures, perfect. Multiple failures, like a lot of them. I'm not going to say exactly how many. Not perfect, bad. Things will go poorly. And there will be 4 tasks here as you guys are, running, boulders falling down. There's still like some fire, like fire lit boulders that just don't seem to be extinguishing. Like somehow these rocks are on fire and they're just not extinguishing. Like it's weird. Like there's weird, like it's like a cataclysm. You're like in hell almost. And you guys are, running out of this dungeon, and there's gonna be, a few things that are gonna be a need for a skill check here. First, you're gonna have to locate, a safe path out of here, out of the tomb. Which means I will want some perception checks or investigation checks from 2 people.
I can do investigation.
2 people can roll either perception or investigation. You can both roll perception, both roll investigate. You can decide which one we roll.
I can perceive.
First we get fucking big,
My
like...
investigation is very mid.
Yeah.
And my perception is also shit. There you go.
Yeah. You're fine.
Perfect.
Damn.
You guys are, even with everything that's going on, your eyes are keen. The wizard is smart. He knows where to go, where it's safe. He remembers the exact path out of here. No problem. But then, that's where the brains come in. But what about the willpower? Can you guys keep your head cool and not panic as you guys are escaping the tomb? I want 2 of you to give me, just because they're wisdom based, 2 survival checks from any 2 people.
Yeah. Sure, I can do.
Are there any other survivors besides
Yeah,
me?
you have disadvantage on the perception, right? You took that into account, Seb, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Who?
It's
That's ability checks,
Charlotte?
right? That's not.
That is
skill.
an ability check.
Yeah.
yeah,
All
because
of these
the-
are ability checks,
Oh, okay.
right?
the best
Oh,
is
yeah,
already
yeah.
eight.
Shala has disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. I will have now taken that into account.
Alright, very good.
All right.
Yeah,
I
no,
guess
it
I'll-
ain't me.
But-
I can do it.
Non-survival.
Okay, you did.
Still
Ooh.
good.
I'm the speechy boy. I'm not made for tubes.
All right. Very well. A
Fuck,
middling
disadvantage.
result again. 1 failure, 1 pass. You guys are somewhat able to, not panic. Keep your cool. The next task is there's a burning stone, massive burning stone that's kind of like rolled up the bridge, like blocking your path.
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be moved safely to the side without touching any of the fire, because clearly this fire is like contagious, and it doesn't seem to extinguish that well. You're gonna have to
Fancy
move.
water didn't.
Yeah, the fancy water did, but nothing else seemed to have. You're gonna have to move this burning stone safely to the side. So I want 3 skill checks of athletics or acrobatics.
All right, I'll do an athletics.
Can you rage before doing the athletics? Just hypothetically?
Is that possible?
I think so,
Would
yeah.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah,
think?
yeah, it is. You could have done that if
Okay.
you wanted to, but
I will try my best.
I guess
I'll do the acrobatics as well.
I didn't know that was a possibility
it's fine.
before I click.
All right. Very well. You guys successfully move the burning stone out of the way. No problem. But then the last thing that is required is the climb itself to get above ground, because, stairway, nope, it's collapsed. There's no way going up the stairway, but there is a hole in like a section of like near the entrance of the tomb, and you guys are gonna have to climb out. So I want 3 checks again, and athletics or acrobatics once again.
Pull me up, boys. Pull me up.
We have to escort Milady out of here.
Yep. And then I guess I can roll the next athletics also. Oh,
You climb angrily.
Yeah.
nope. Don't even need the angry.
I'll do acrobatics, and yeah.
Oh my god, you guys are insane.
We're just that good.
Carry me, boys.
All right, with no
Only
That's right, I
failed.
probably can.
The disadvantage.
yeah.
19.
Well, you guys only failed 2 checks here, which is very good. With almost no issues, you guys make it out, like, above ground once again. And after you make it out above ground, you guys look around, and you see yourselves standing on what appears to be the edge of a massive section of the desert, kind of collapsing in on itself under the hole that was made from the fire that was shot out of the earth. And it's like a volcano has erupted. There's like fire on the perimeters of this section, but there's also a massive body of water in this collapsing area as well. The area is probably like mostly collapsing because of the weight of this water. But this water, like a massive body of water that you can see, almost looks like some form of a lake. But this entire, you can just feel like it's almost like an earthquake, as this area is just like collapsing in on itself into the ground under the weight of this water. And on the edges of this kind of devastation, there's still like a few plants that seem to be, or well, like desert plant life. There's like a few cactuses or a few dry trees that that the water didn't kind of like make it all the way there, and they seem to be still like set ablaze on the edges of this. And essentially what happens like during a few minutes is the entire area where you guys were previously just kind of completely collapses, and what it forms as it kind of begins to calm down is like just a massive lake of this water that was shot out. And as the seismic activity, I guess is the correct word, of this event kind of calms down, stops, the earthquake ends, everything else kind of calms down. You guys can see the fire monster. It's on the other side of the body of water. And you guys can kind of coordinate your heads to where you are. You can see the Vashian mountain range on the other side of the body of water. You guys are definitely on like the south side. You can see the mountain range to the north side, and this fire monster seems to be walking towards the northeast, like towards the right side of the mountains, kind of towards the desert, almost.
I think after we get away from all of this, right? We're witnessing all of these events. Everybody sees Shala kind of stressed out, exhausted, a little bit teary-eyed, seeing this whole site unfolding. It's a little bit. I mean, everybody knows it's really unsettling seeing some type of crazy creature like this, but like the natural destruction is particularly impacting her. And I think she pulls out her little maps and notes and references and starts making notes of this lake and kind of a reference of this wicked creature that she witnessed.
Well, at least it's not going towards any cities. You know, guys. Now that I remember, I remember reading about some kind of a lost artifact. No. Up in with the conclave, I remember reading about some shattered legendary artifact that was used to control a demon. So I think we might have just released a demon and given a part to this guy. So there's supposed to be more parts of it as well. So
Yeah, well, I think that's what Frank's looking for. So
That's how big the lake is?
oh, there is
Fucking shit.
shit. God damn it.
So we ran out as like a mini Yellowstone level detonation was happening.
Jeez.
Pretty much.
So it's still during the day. Can we see it clearly through the desert haze to the other side of this? Was this
No,
an area that we could previously see our town from?
Yeah, the heat kind of blurs your vision. You don't see like too far currently. You don't see like you probably like barely see to the other side of it. It's hard to see that far.
I think Shala's going through the map and musing out loud, like, how far does this go? This is. Oh no!
Yeah,
and I
I'm
think
just
it
staring in
dawns
this
on the
direction.
party that we're staring off in this direction where town
Yeah, I'm
is.
staring at the mountain range, and
And
then
I
you
think
know,
we all start running once we all
As we go.
realize, right? Yeah, we run.
Yeah.
We're running over to the road and trying to
we're
get back
hauling ass.
home. Yeah.
All right. Well, it is clear that your home village might have been caught in the wake of the devastation and destruction. Has everyone died? Has everyone made it out? We will find out next time.
Fuck.
So I can't believe we killed my mom.
Yeah.
Very
First-
rich.
I think
First
we
he
can,
makes
we can
us
probably
think of-
end here. Yeah.
Yeah. He
No one's
makes us
gonna
watch
believe
a
him.
fucking stunt DM stunt cutscene, and then he kills all of our NPCs.
It's bullshit. It's just like those AAA games.
You are stunned. You cannot act right now. Watch 2 minutes of cutscene, and then all your progress is gone.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You do now that the whole ordeal is kind of over, you guys do have kind of like clarity in your head, and you do start to feel like, wait a moment, was I acting out of my own free will down in that tomb, or was I being kind of like controlled or manipulated by someone? You start feeling like that wave of like realization comes over you, like, was I being gaslighted? Was I being manipulated?
Oh, we were definitely being manipulated. 100%.
Maybe we're starting to feel like maybe our guide was kind of saying like, hey, you should cast this on this guy, or maybe if you have this type of spell, you could do this here, or like doing that type of shit.
That is true.
Yeah, he kind of.
Frank did seem like the most guiding person we've ever been with in any of these situations. Normally, he's like, I don't know, figure it out. Frank was like, I don't know, you could do this, probably
Did
this,
you-
this is this.
Did you see? He didn't look very impressive. He cleared that gap like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And then I pull out the book and I was like, I swear, this had paint. This had writing in it when Frank held it. Right?
Yep.
Just fucking blank, and I'm just gonna toss it into the ground. Nothing in there.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the moment we were going down in the cave, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's unusually warm." I was like, "Fuck, bad shit. Here we go, bad shit." Whenever it gets warm when you're going deeper, that's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. All right. Wait.
Did we see the bird at all, by the way?
No, but it seemed to fly very quickly once it picked up speed.
Alright.
So. Wait. What level are you guys? Level 2. Okay.
Well, we did encounter a massive demon. That should be a lot of XP.
That is true.
That makes sense why the 7 said it's turn game. Hey, I know we had a lot of demons last campaign, but how about another one?
All right. You guys can take 300.
300 gaslighting.
Can I take a 1 extra or a fractional amount so I can have more significant digits for killing Pablo?
Oh,
Half an
Quantum.
experience.
Quantum, you can take 50 extra because I think using the bedroll to try and save Pablo, I think was a pretty smart idea.
Yeah. So it ain't easy handling hot shit when you're brewing. It's like probably had this situation before. It's like bedroll, like oven mitts.
Yeah. How much? Wait, what was your point before, Tyler?
Oh, I just wanted to see. I added a token 0.1 experience point for Pablo. 07 Pablo.
But wasn't Pablo your ally?
No, but
Yeah, I defeated him.
she
defeated
she
him.
let him out of misery. So
I sniped the killing blow.
Oh, the misery.
Yeah, that is sure. You can take 30 experience.
30. Oh, let's go. Less
So we had-
digits, but more experience. I'll take that.
We just had 300 or 400 before. I had 400 on my thing. I don't feel like I was going crazy there.
300 plus 300 plus 50 for you.
Okay, cool. It was 300. I don't know where I got 400 from.
Well, yeah, no, we had
Wait,
400,
you
right?
guys-
The first session?
You
Yeah.
guys got XP last session.
We got
as
XP
well.
for
Oh, we did.
Oh,
Okay.
We should be at 700.
750.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you
Okay,
guys
I
got 700
didn't
last
add
time. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't add it that then.
Yeah.
Good to know.
All right.
I was wrong.